It's XL Primetime. Featuring Joe C.,
I'm having nightmares right now.
Matt Hayes,
Their D's going to be really good.
Mia O'Brien,
One of those bugs just flew in my eye.
and Leon Searcy.
Somebody has to go on the crowd.
Friday and Cinco de Mayo. We have no idea what the holiday is for, but more Americans than Mexicans celebrate it, so why not get into it? A little Cinco de Mayo Friday. We're going to have our normal big hair heavy metal Friday, but we were thinking, are there any Latin big hair bands? I don't know. We'll get into it, though, today. Got a little Cinco de Mayo topic on the text line. Maybe your favorite margarita, favorite tequila, favorite taco. Toppings, that's what we're looking for. All right, so we've got that kind of as a, set it as a, kind of a backdrop for Friday, because Fridays are fun. And if you can make it a party like Cinco de Mayo, you are ready to go. That's for sure. But last night, the Lakers, no bueno. No bueno. They got their butts beat by not Steph Curry as much as Klay Thompson. And now the Golden State Warriors, in a losing effort, had 21 threes. And then they come right back and fire another 21 from beyond the arc last night, and they kick some tail. It was a 27-point loss, Leon. 27-point loss for LeBron in the Lake Show, and it wasn't even that close. It was not that close, bro.
Well, listen, I saw it coming. Absolutely saw it coming. They did what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to get one.
Take one.
They took one, but I was looking for a better effort from them in that game. At least, especially from Anthony Davis. That's what he did the game one. We scored 30, 20, 23, had about 4 blocks. He was a no-show in this game. Once again, he disappears. We call it disappearing act, because he'll play good, disappear, play good, play the consistency as well. And he couldn't – listen, you're the biggest man on the court, right? And they were pushing him off the block, off his spot. I mean, he couldn't get in the paint. He was settling for jumpers. He didn't impose his will like he did in game one. I mean, it was just it was lackluster, the effort. Defensively, offensively by the Lakers. And it made me think that, okay, we got game one. We split. That's what we're supposed to do. So it really doesn't matter. Game doesn't really matter until we get back to L.A. That was my thought process. But it was still embarrassing to see the Lakers lose by, 27 points?
27.
Yes.
And it wasn't even that close.
No.
It's a real chicken or the egg question, though. Is it the fact that Anthony Davis was a no-show, or is it the fact that Klay Thompson went off?
Well, I think it's the combination. It really is, because the way they did with Steph to try and defend him, they made Anthony Davis account for him a lot more than maybe normal with the pick and roll, and he just was being used and abused by the way Steve Kerr set up the offense. And so he kind of got worn out. And then if you're going to draw more attention to Steph, that opens it up for Klay. And look, they were the Splash Brothers. They can get back to being the Splash Brothers whenever they want. They combined for 50 points, and I don't think I ever would have said, let Klay go get 30 and Steph only needs 20 to beat the Lakers like that.
Since I know we love to keep score, JJ, the Warriors against the Lakers from beyond the arc, 21 of 42, a solid, cool 50%.
I don't know why the Lakers kept jacking up threes. That whole
They're terrible.
Scoring in the paint was sort of what won them game one. I think they only made a few. But LeBron made a couple to start the game, and then it was like everyone else was addicted. Rui was taking them. At least he was making them. There's been a couple of guys, like Austin Reeves has looked off. He looked really good in the first series, and at the end of the season, he's not doing well. They just weren't playing hard on defense like they were in game one, which, like Leon said, we expected. They already won the game. You expected them to take it off a little bit. And you knew the Warriors had to win this, and they were. Like, the 7-point spread was just not big enough. But they were in there up until, around, halfway through the third quarter. They really started to open it up. But Saturday, that's what it's all about. Game 3 in
Bron
LA.
played 20 minutes.
Crowd's
28
gonna be
minutes.
crazy.
28 minutes
Who?
Bron played. Bron.
Yeah, they took Tristan Thompson got some minutes yesterday.
When they got to the second half, it was
right then. They knew it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. Okay, about I'm going to say the 5 to 4 minute mark in the second quarter. It was close. It was tight. Matching shots back and forth. LA had a lot of good looks. Didn't necessarily knock down a bunch of shots. Both sides were clunky to start. But anyway, once they got it rolling, it was a close game at about the 4 minute mark heading into the half. And then Lakers started to miss everything, and the Golden State Warriors made everything, and they got a little bit of run.
And
let's
Lakers weren't getting
recognize-
to the line at all like they were in game
it's
one.
ridiculous.
They weren't getting fouled. They weren't trying to take it to the basket. They were settling for jumpers, and Draymond wasn't having any of it. He was amazing.
Let me
Neither
give-
team really got to the line for what it's worth.
Yeah, but Golden State's a jump shooting team. You
Right,
don't
so
expect
that's why if you get into that sort of track meet, then you're not going to pull it off
yeah,
if you're the
yeah.
Lakers. But yeah, the Lakers 10 of 17 from the charity stripe. The Warriors 10 of 16.
Yeah, let's give Draymond some love. Let me be one of the first to do it on the show because that dude can defend. He can be a punk at times. He can be however you want to call him, the villain, whatever. Dude defended, and when he needed to make an offensive play, he made it, and he was an assist machine in a lot of ways.
That's the most disappointing thing about watching that game is that Draymond, I mean, he imposed his will on Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is clearly the biggest man on the court, all right? And then sometimes I'm watching the game, Draymond's got his hip and his elbow on his body, and Anthony Davis is making no adjustments to get into the paint. He's just selling from jump shots. I mean, listen, you're damn near 7 inches taller than Draymond.
Yeah.
Get in the middle, get down in your post so you can. I mean, what's the difference between what he did 2 days ago and what he allowed to happen yesterday?
Somebody threw up a graphic on ESPN, and they showed basically the up-down of Anthony Davis game to game, and he can have this superior performance, and everyone says, you and me included, okay, AD is on, he's unstoppable, he's this, he's that. They come out the next game, he lays an egg, or they just defend him a little bit more. Bottom line is, you're right. He settled instead of driving and getting in the paint, getting dirty. He settled for some of these lazy shots, lazy passes. The turnovers were ridiculous. They really, really were.
I blame LeBron.
Yeah?
I
For
do.
not ratcheting
For
the
AD,
intensity
yeah,
up?
absolutely. No. I blame LeBron for allowing AD to wilt underneath the pressure. I do. I mean, because Jordan had the same influence on Scottie.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, and I don't want to go back to the Jordan and the LeBron issue, but I'm just saying when you've got a top 10 superstar that's playing next to you, that's playing with you every day, you can't allow them to be complacent.
And especially if LeBron's handing a baton off to AD, who knows whether these two cats are together next year? I have no idea. But I do agree with you that it's shine time. It is shine time.
I hope they stick together. I mean, when they're on there, they look great.
Yes. But it's so funny. Like, we're talking about, I think LeBron in the second half said, preserve the body, preserve everything.
As he should have.
It was
Look
a wrap.
how tired they were at the end of game one.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, and you want to, like we all said, you want to leave San Fran with a dub. You get down back to L.A. This is so important for the Lakers to be able to match them point-wise, whether it's beyond the arc or however they choose to do it, but they dang sure better get game 3.
Also,
Big trouble.
Steve Kerr showed why he's the superior coach in this series yesterday. Like, they made so many adjustments on defense that they weren't scoring down low because they couldn't, really. And that was even with Looney, who, like, I guess an hour before the game, they came out and was like, he's sick. They weren't sure if he was going to play. He ended up playing a little bit, not nearly as much as in the first game.
Well, for you JaMychal Green fans out there, I hate that dude. That guy, he came out of nowhere. He might go back to nowhere, but dang.
Listen, I'm simply amazed at how whatever team that plays Golden State, that they could score any kind of points, because half the time on defense, you're running around picks, moving picks, pick and roll, all that kind of stuff. Clay's going over here, Steph's going over here. They're in this corner, they're in that corner.
Never
They're
stop.
rotating. And I'm watching the game, and I was like, it's even a wonder that you can, offensively, when you get the ball, that you can even have the stamina to score points, because you spend half your time on defense having to run around all these different
It's like
picks.
two
and all
Rip
that.
Hamiltons out
It's
there.
crazy.
Well, think about this.
Yeah, Rip Hamilton used to do that with Detroit.
Yeah, but think about this a couple games ago. Jordan Poole was going off, basically matching Steph with made threes. There were 18 made threes between the three top guys the first game. Okay, they made a total of 21. But anyway, Jordan Poole really didn't need to do a whole hell of a lot last night because of what we're talking about. They've got guys that can produce points. JaMychal Green steps up, comes out of nowhere. Clay goes. He was, 8 of 13? Might even been 8 of 11.
He was like 8 of 11 from
8 of 11.
For what it's worth,
Crazy.
Dante played 12 more minutes than Jordan Poole last night. DiVincenzo.
Yeah, well, and by the way, he made a couple of key threes as well. And so he's kind of got this little rebirth going on.
He's
Wiggins
bad.
made 1 or 2.
He literally had one good Final
DiVincenzo,
Four.
as an Italian American myself, I'm ashamed of
Can
him.
we talk about the fact that guy had 3 good games during an NCAA tournament run to a championship game in
Yeah.
which Villanova won
And he was
handily.
money.
He was probably the 8th best player on that team, but because he had a great 3-game stretch, he was a top 15 pick.
Yeah, it's crazy how it happens. And
Wild.
You can go back and you can find Derek Harvey is the Jaguars version of that.
Dante DiVincenzo, you're
Yeah.
not wrong there.
Yeah.
Tonight, you guys going to be watching which of the 2 games most locked in on? What's crazy to me is the fact that the Nuggets and the Suns last played on Monday,
Yeah.
and now they'll play tonight. Kind of weird to have that 4-day layoff.
It's
I know they were obviously, going from Denver to Arizona, which really
right.
isn't
Yeah,
that
it's not
far.
that much of a trip.
Did they walk?
But
That's what I'm like.
we
I'm
know.
like, we really needed 4 days in between games. Like, I just kept turning on the TV, and I'm like, where's KD?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Because the NBA is going to spread it out. You know that if they're gonna position them, it's going to be a 7:00 tip, a 10:00 tip. They're only going to put one game on, however they choose to do it. And yeah, it was good news for Chris Paul to actually have a chance maybe to come back, but he's not going to be back. And then you got the Knicks and the Celtics, and that's big. We want to talk about who needs to win Game 3? That's another one. That's another one.
My
to
girl's
find
making
out.
me do Cinco de Mayo stuff tonight.
No.
She making you.
Well,
or
I mean,
you
I'm
with
going to be
her?
at the bar watching the
Oh,
10
right.
o'clock
It is, that
game,
part.
but I'm just saying I have to go out.
All right.
She's
Well-
making me leave the house, which I despise.
But for what it's worth, and we can push ahead with this,
Yeah.
JJ, you believe tomorrow is one of the best days on the sports calendar.
Every year. I love it. I love the Kentucky. I love losing all my money on the races leading up to the Kentucky Derby and then only having like $30 to bet the actual race.
Yeah.
I love it's always the biggest fight. I mean, not a huge fight this year, but Canelo always fights on Cinco de Mayo weekend. The NBA playoffs always in full swing. The Lakers game is going to be massive on Saturday night leading up to the fight. I love it.
It's like we always talk about April being a really good sports month, and it is because it includes a lot, including the draft, which is the non on the field or on the court action, but it's one of the most watched sporting events that we have every year. But then you get first Saturday in May. Look, it's the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. I like to take credit for being the most exciting 2 minutes from time to time, but in sports, it's the Kentucky Derby, and I do love it just like you do because you have all these possibilities, all these betting odds, the best bet, and everyone else will be red hot taking a look at the numbers and trying to put down a bet. Kings Barnes, one of the thoroughbreds that I'm looking at. We've talked about a couple of other ones. We had our man Dick Girardi on the other day. The favorites are the favorites that you're definitely going to be looking at. But they've already had 3 that have been scratched, and we'll find out whether or not there's any storylines with the other ones that are going to be coming in. But Forte is a 3-1 choice. You've got a few other ones. 5-1 is Tappet Trice. That's one of the I believe that's one of the Todd Pletcher horses. Pretty sure. Reincarnate was one of the ones that would be a big-time long shot. But we already heard Girardi's going to put some money down on Reincarnate, so we'll find out whether we get a good Kentucky Derby.
And the odds are changing, obviously, with
Oh, yeah.
different horses coming into the field. The 2 that I've seen some movement on are Angel of Empire and then Jace's Road, which apparently Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network is one of the owners of
Yeah,
Jace's
has
Road,
a little
which is
stake in it.
fascinating because, wait for it, I hope you already have your Cinco de Mayo drink ready. Jace's Road and Angel of Empire, both courtesy of the Albaugh family horse racing in in Ankeny, Iowa. So there's your first Iowa reference. So
Well,
if you've
you figure-
already gotten into the Cinco de Mayo feels, there you go.
There's a lot of corn and potatoes out there,
But isn't
so I
that
guess
wa-
that's what they feed.
I thought it was so wacky though that Rappaport.
Well-
I mean, Albaugh, like they always have at least one horse in the field at the Kentucky Derby, and they're in the Arkansas Derby. They're in.
Yeah, I didn't
multiple-
really know that he had that rich kind of thoroughbred background. Like we have had a few of our media types that have definitely, like Rome being one of them, that absolutely loves it. And then you had the great story last year with those 4 guys that had put it all together, thrown the money in, and were able to get the winner last year. But I like finding out where these horses come from or where the owners come from because it is kind of cool. And Jason's Road is coming out to 12, and that definitely is a long shot. There is no doubt about it.
Has dropped though from 50-1
Yeah.
to 37-1.
Yeah, and so Angel of Empire 8-1 down to 5-1, right? I think that's what
correct.
it is.
Yep, Angel of
Yeah.
Empire is down to
Yeah.
5-1, as is that Tappet Trice. But then again, Forte, who trained in Florida, won the Florida Derby or Florida races, I should say, is 3-1 and kind of the runaway favorite as of this writing. But a lot of different moving parts out there
All right,
in the
so-
bluegrass.
So you handicappers out there, if you want, you can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. If you've looked at the betting sheet, the predictiform, whatever it is, you can let us know one of the ones you like. Sirs, you got one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rocket Can. How about that?
Okay.
Better
That
give
was
me a
the
winner,
one-
dude.
That was the one
This
that
better be a winner.
Yeah, Rocket Can.
that was the one that Dick Girardi
Stole my
said don't
pick.
get near.
I still your spiel. Listen, I just despite this
We went
census.
around when Dick Girardi was on.
Who?
Dick Girardi was on. Our
Did he
horse
put
guy.
No, I
Rocket
didn't-
Can
No,
up
he,
there?
he said that was the one
Leon
horse
already
he
left.
didn't want to get
I
near.
was already
He
gone,
already
bro.
said he wanted nearest, by the way, so we're both screwed. So.
Oh, okay.
By the way, there's so many races. You know, they start today. By the way, so if you want to
Yeah.
get into it after
Stole
the
my
show.
mojo, bro.
Yeah, well, I'm apologize.
Yeah, what is it, like the 11th
Some
or 12th
Oaks
race?
or something. I don't even know,
Yeah.
but I know that they definitely start today and they go all day tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. And
Get
today,
your TVG account ready, folks.
Yeah, today you'll have the Kentucky Oaks,
Yes.
which is the 2-year-olds. And if you're a betting fiend like we devolve into that from time to time, you pay attention to who won today for next year if they get in there. And so that's always a good one as well.
Where are we at with
I
the
love,
mid
how you
juleps?
brought us into that. By
Oh,
the
yeah.
way.
Well, I'm-
you
I'm-
said if you're a betting fiend like we all are.
Yeah.
He
I'm-
said
I'm
like
looking-
sometimes we are.
I'm looking directly at Pandemic JJ.
Yeah.
Who he opened up his own OTB window during the pandemic, off-track betting.
It's a great sport, and you know, like if I didn't have 9 other sports to follow,
Yeah.
and if it was like that's your only thing, it's fun, man, and it's like constant all day, every day from all over the world, and it's just
Yeah, and they
cool.
love it. 2 fills,
beautiful
12
animals as well.
12-1 choice coming out of the 3 post. So there's definitely some to keep an eye on. So
Where
let
are
us
we
know.
at with mint juleps, though?
I love mint juleps.
Oh
I'm
They're
kind of,
tasty.
you know what?
no, they're not
No?
tasty.
Really sweet.
They're
They're-
terrible.
well,
I enjoy
They're sweet
things.
and bitter
Yeah. Yeah.
because they load it up with that simple syrup. They put
syrup.
the mint leaf at the bottom. They mash it up, and then it just kind of gets that dark sweetness,
Getting the
and then a little.
heebie-jeebies
I
just
don't know what they
thinking
put
about
in there. Do they put bitters in there? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know.
My one of my great aunts, and I'll tweet out her picture tomorrow during the Kentucky Derby. But she's 99 right now. She's still kicking
Wow.
They're
kicking
the ones that
fanny.
drink the vodka every day.
Oh
right?
well, they
I love that.
multiple samplings of different
Hey, they're
Beverages.
90, she's
Yeah.
99.
yeah 90. So
Once you hit 90, I've been told the rules are
Oh,
off.
yeah.
You could do whatever you want.
well, the classic line was, and these are old school names. Okay, this gives you an idea. These were the Ponce sisters. Okay, so our lineage, the proud Menorcans that we are in the Og, they trace their lineage all the way back to Ponce de Leon. And so these were the original Ponce sisters. But how about these names? Iva, Gertrude, and Almarie. And so the Ponce sisters, my grandmother lived to be
Pretty good.
92.
It's a good trio.
Yeah, and she was the matriarch. Iva Marcella lived to be 92, and then Aunt G, Gertie, she refused to be called Gertie, lived to be 99, and now Aunt Al is 99.
Love that.
But she would dress up. They would dress up every Kentucky Derby
You got good
and have
genes,
mint
man.
juleps.
I was going to say that you got good DNA, bro.
I'm
I mean,
hoping.
how old are you now, Joe?
So I'm approaching that 60 landing strip. I'm not anywhere near there yet, but I'm 58. So
58.
Yeah, it's
So that means
It happens fast.
you've got at least 32, 3-ish.
yeah. I would.
You'll take 33 more.
Hell yeah.
Okay, there you
And KC, the old man,
Mhm.
is going to be 85.
Nice.
So, you know,
Mhm.
that's good. That's good stuff. We'll take it. All right, it is Cinco de Mayo. You know that I come from a land of Mexicans as well, Mexican Menorcan. I got both sides covered, all legal people, all legal. But how about your favorite taco toppings on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures?
Love that.
How about your favorite tequila mix, tequila drink, favorite margarita, whatever you want? Just hit us with those.
Favorite
6'4"
protein?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you know,
Yeah, like, do you like steak tacos? Are you a chicken taco?
I'm a
Are you a
carne.
sausage guy, if you know what I mean?
I'm a carnita guy.
So-
Chorizo.
So
Yeah.
I was in LA about 5 years ago.
I'm a sausage guy.
Sorry, that took
Thank you,
too long.
Hacker. That's fine.
Yeah.
About 5 years ago, I was doing a story at USC, and there's this little taco place in South Central, and they had pork crackling tacos.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that sounds
sorry,
good.
that's just so good.
It was. Let me just tell you this. It was like beyond phenomenal.
You're talking
then-
dirty to me, and I kind of like it.
Thank you, Hack would love it too, by the way.
Yeah.
And then 2 hours later, it starts coming back up. Man.
Ah, of course.
No, not throwing up. You're regurgitating. You get a little agitated.
Just like a good
yeah,
burp.
yeah.
Because there's nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing
hey,
better than a good burp.
a
that,
good
that
burp
taste a few
reminds you of
hours
a-
later.
It was a little more than a burp. It was a little
Yeah,
like
but a
heartburn.
good burp reminds you of a great meal. You know what I mean?
It starts repeating a little bit, but
Yeah.
for the 2 hours before it started
Y'all are
repeating.
disgusting. But go ahead.
Oh my God, bro! pork crackling
A good
tacos.
burp
I'm telling you
tastes
right
a
now.
good meal.
I bet it was awesome. Like when we were kids.
So good.
We were kids way back when, and this was, way before you saw anything that you see now in the rotisserie world.
Right.
El Pollo Loco
Right.
was a institution down in L.A., and my eyes were like saucers walking in, and they would have just this entire kitchen area, like, I don't even know, 1,000 square feet or something like that, of all spiced full chickens on the roast.
Oh, nice.
On the roast. And then
Mm.
you would get tortillas, corn, all your pico de gallo, whatever.
yeah.
And then that chicken would come off spicy and hot. Oh.
This place was like a little hut, like, because South Central is South Central.
Oh, yeah.
Like, USC is literally like a rose in the middle of, like, dead
Yeah.
weeds.
Yeah,
That's
the
what it
OG.
is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But there's this little hut. It was almost like a hut.
Mhm.
But my buddy was with me. He goes, "You got to go here." So we walk in there. You only take cash, one of those places. And it was, wow. I still, to this day, remember how that thing tastes.
My head is your street cred might grow up. You had tacos in Compton.
Yeah, I was hearing that too,
It was
Leon.
it was on the verge. It was on the verge of Compton. On the verge.
I'm just saying your street cred is
Tacos
going
in
up.
Compton sounds like a
Tacos in
TV
Compton,
show
baby.
waiting
Right,
to happen.
I mean, you
What
gotta,
year-
you gotta
we
go
talk-
through
we
there to
talk-
get to USC.
We're talking the 90s too?
Straight
No,
out.
This is probably 2015.
Okay. I see. If you said
Was a
90s,
good day.
yeah, if you said 90s, I would have definitely given you
Him and Cube
him
just
and
hanging
Cube
out.
hanging out.
It's
Yeah.
close. I'll tell you what. Honestly,
Yeah.
like I got in the car, like we drove separate cars, so I got in the car and left, and once I got a
It
couple
got
blocks
sketch.
away,
Mm-hmm.
it was dead end Compton, bro. I got
Yeah.
out of there quick.
Yeah. It's questionable.
Yes.
We would love to hear your taco stories, your margarita stories on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures at
And your
641-1010.
tequila story.
Your
Nothing's
tequila.
beating my margarita. but
Nothing's
you could
beating
try.
nothing's beating this story. 4346. My wife sent to our daughter's teacher a nice bottle of tequila and margarita mix today for Teacher Appreciation
Oh, that's
Day.
beautiful.
Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you need points any way possible.
Yeah, that's
Your
extra
kid's gonna
credit
get a-
right there.
Yeah, your kid's going to get the bell curve working
Better
for
than
them. That's
apple.
awesome.
What's
That's
your
awesome.
favorite fruit margarita?
I'm probably going to just jump in and immediately say pomegranate. I like them a
Did
lot.
not see that coming.
Fruit margarita.
Yeah.
Favorite fruit margarita, like frozen margarita.
Like
Does Grand Marnier count?
I mean, I guess.
Well,
It's a
I
mixture.
mean,
I didn't know what the fruit would
well,
be, though.
You know what's funny?
Yeah, I
I
don't
thought it
know.
was Grand Mariner.
But
No,
Grand
no, no.
Marnier-
It's called the Top Chef margarita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a margarita, but then they put Grand Marnier on
But
it.
I mean, actual like fruit.
Fruit, no, I don't do fruit margarita.
But like,
Ian?
Mine is strawberry.
JJ?
I don't have one, but I have a recipe for the perfect margarita that I make all the time. Are you ready
Like-
for this?
Yes. Yeah. What
A
do you got?
quarter. Everyone listen to this. Pause it on YouTube. Write this down. A quarter ounce of agave syrup.
Mhm.
1 ounce of fresh lime juice. Make sure it is not sweetened.
oh yeah.
3/4 of an ounce of triple sec. 2 ounces of tequila, all over crushed ice. Simple.
See, I like it now.
Amazing, but you make the syrup yourself.
And mine is
Double agave to water.
mine's a skinny, because I just take that syrup right out of there.
Yeah.
But I do a half a shot of Grand Marnier, full shot of lime juice, 2 full shots of tequila,
Nice.
and make it a nice blanco. You can do whatever else you want, but then obviously you can salt it or whatever. But that Grand Marnier with the agave with the tequila, like JJ's saying, get that fresh lime juice. You can't
Make
go fake
sure
lime
it's
juice.
fresh.
You
Yep.
cannot go fake lime
You
juice.
ever had a passion fruit margarita?
Yes.
Yeah, I have heard of that.
Oh, man.
Yeah. You know what? I have had one of those
Yeah.
before.
Man.
And that
They're
kind
not
of
bad.
falls like
I'm not a fruit guy, but that's, man.
if you're talking margaritas, you can't go wrong with just straight, lime
Right.
juice. But
Right.
yeah, I bet that's pretty good
Yeah.
because that's in that pomegranate world
Yeah,
that
yep,
I'm thinking
yep,
of.
Yep.
I like the
similar.
pomegranate martinis. I'm probably liking what you're saying there too. All right, so hit us with it. Best taco toppings, best margaritas, best tequila, in honor of Cinco de Mayo. That actually, yesterday is normally the Modelo Yellow, but today is deserving of it as well. You might want to toss one of those back. That's for sure. All right, it's XL Primetime, hanging out on a beautiful Friday.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Anytime Fitness Sawgrass is the preferred gym of yours truly, Mia O'Brien. Strengthen everything from calves to confidence.
1. Frangie and Hicken on Mondays. 2. Denny Thompson and Hacker on Wednesdays.
Who's counting?
1010XL now has 2 original Gator podcasts each week.
One for you, and one for me.
Search 1010XL Florida Gators wherever you find podcasts or visit 1010XL.com.
At Sonny's, we don't dabble in barbecue. We aren't part-time pitmasters. Around here, barbecue is life, and this is our month. Come celebrate National Barbecue Month at Sonny's, where barbecue is all we've done for 55 years. Every Wednesday in May, get a $5.50 pork big deal or a $10 pork and rib combo. Available for dine-in, carry-out, or curbside pickup. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since '68.
Mia here. We've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. You heard it here. They have revamped their online casino at MyBookie, and it is awesome. Dive into truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your home. Take advantage of weekly blackjack tournaments and a brand new collection of high-end games for a chance at real cash rewards. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in your hands. Your adventure at the MyBookie Casino begins today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. That's promo code 1010XL to secure yourself a sweet deposit bonus. And that's not all, because their revamped loyalty program ensures that you'll be showered with rewards, including free spins, cashback offers, and a host of exclusive VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win. Sign up today at MyBookie and check out their revamped online casino. Play anytime, anywhere with the MyBookie Casino.
At Duck Duck Rooter, we do it all when it comes to septic systems. Full system installations, we install drain fields, septic tanks, sump pumps, perform full septic inspections.
Excuse me?
Yes?
A new septic system installation requires a permit. Do you handle the application and all the paperwork?
Yes, we do that too.
Whew.
For all septic services and installations, trust the Duck.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
What if you could be credit card debt-free in 10 days and save as much as $1,000 a month? Loan Pronto's all-new Express Equity Line of Credit program is just what you need. Hey, it's Prosser here. You don't have to do a full home refi. You can tap a small portion of the equity you have and enjoy a super low monthly payment. With Loan Pronto's Express Equity Credit Line, you can close in 7 to 10 days, and a $50,000 loan will only cost you around $400 a month. Use that money and pay off high-interest credit cards or do a home improvement project. You can access up to 90% of your home's equity, and 9 out of 10 homeowners won't even need an appraisal. So even if you did a total refi recently or just bought your home, you can tap the equity with this fast, easy program. Stop the madness. Say no to 24% interest fees. Call Loan Pronto today. 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or as always, you can visit loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Why do some QBs make it and others don't?
Because we work our butts off.
Denny Thompson is the quarterback whisperer, and he knows. He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts.
I'm Dr. Mitchell Yass, the most unknown world-renowned expert on pain elimination. That's right, elimination. If you've tried medications, injections, physical therapy, chiropractic, even surgery, and still experience pain, then say yes to YAS. I have successfully used the YAS method for over 30 years to help thousands reclaim their lives. To learn more, call me at 904-906-YASS. Let's end your pain and say yes to YAS.
Years ago, when Harrell & Harrell was growing, we had a decision to make whether we were going to grow into the state or even beyond. And we decided that we were going to stay here in this community in Northeast Florida. It's staying here and not looking at where's the next place that we can go or how can we get bigger, because bigger is not necessarily better. This is our home. This is where our families are. This is where our friends are. And this is where we're going to stay. Offices, Jacksonville.
This is Hayes Carline for Kingfish Pest Control. Look, warmer weather now means mosquito, flea, and tick season is here. These pests are out for blood, but you don't have to let them win. Protect your home and family with Kingfish Pest Control. As a Kingfish customer myself, I know their products are safe for kids and pets. Plus, with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, you can relax knowing your yard is pest-free. Call today, mention the Jags to receive 10% off your initial service. That's Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Jacksonville has some junk, and J-Dog is removing it. They're here to do the dirty work. You don't want to remove and dispose of large furniture or appliances yourself? Call J-Dog. Here now, proudly serving you, removing junk from your home or business. They can even handle small demolition projects, and they're still donating local items to veterans in need. So let J-Dog do the dirty work for you. J-Dog Junk Removal, veteran-owned and operated. JDog.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
By the way, boys, it's obviously Cinco de Mayo. And
I
we
gotta
joked.
get one more in. Just for that.
We joked during the pre-show meeting. Well, you know, there's no big hair heavy metal Friday bands that play, you know, Latino music. Evidently, according to the text line, there's a couple suggestions on here.
Sweet.
Oh, give me a name.
This is Lib at Large Metalachi, the only heavy metal
Mariachi.
Mexican band.
Oh, I love that.
Metalachi.
Mariachi
Metalachi.
band.
Oh, I love this. So they play
He pulled it up
like
for
real
us.
rock music.
There's a different one, too. Somebody else sent us another one. I want to find it. Obviously, we are accepting your taco and margarita preferences on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Sadly, we cannot bring them to you, but we are enjoying the conversation with all of our nooners out there, and we also appreciate those big hair Heavy Metal Friday.
And you could bring them to
selections as well.
us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to bring us tacos, we won't say no.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea from the Lou or wherever, but Live at Large, Metalachi.
Here's
and
Metalachi right now. This is Master of Puppets.
I think Live at Large is the website.
Nacho Taco. That's awesome.
Obviously one of their live performances.
They do a cover of Bohemian Rhapsody. They do one of Crazy Train.
Mm-hmm.
They do a Thunderstruck. I appreciate the world's first and only heavy metal mariachi band.
That's pretty cool. That
Fantastic.
is pretty cool. We have got tequila recipes.
God bless this country.
And by the way, we did invent Cinco de Mayo, okay?
Oh,
we
yeah.
did.
It's
There's
certainly
no
an
doubt.
American holiday.
Yeah. But if you, off the text line, if you want to celebrate Cinco a little differently, go with ranch water. And then a 5 to 1 ounce of Grand Marnier on top, and let's be honest, a full ounce. So that's good stuff. We'll take the recipes, that's for sure. Favorite tacos, favorite tequila drinks.
The one guy that text line's back in Leon, the Grand Marnier's got like a little orange flavor to it. So you're good.
Oh, you know, it does. Now that you say that, yeah. I was trying to think of what the flavor was, if it was fruity or not. But yeah, so that's got a little bit of. And by the way, yeah, you mix that, and if you take that simple syrup out of there, boom, that's your flavored
Top Chef margarita. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's cool. That's cool. We brought up the Jaguars in our pre-show, and this is worth hitting because we've been talking last couple of days. Co-offensive coordinator Ty Howell up at Penn State about two of the draft picks for the Jaguars, Brenton Strange and Parker Washington, what he liked, what he thought about these two guys' chances to make this team and make an impact. And then yesterday, Mike Gundy, mullet and all, fresh off the ranch, doing his best John Dutton impersonation, working the tractor. He talked about Tyler Lacey and also about Anton Harrison, who he thinks, he came from Oklahoma, and Gundy's coach in Oklahoma State, thinks he is a really, really good player. So CBS Sports puts together like a compilation of the off season. And the way they describe it is everything you did, okay? Everything you did, that includes free agency, that includes trades in the draft, and it includes all of your draft picks. All 32 teams for their draft picks, free agent moves, trades, and more. Who would be a good candidate to be at the top of that, if you had to guess? I'm a little surprised by who they have.
The Eagles.
At the top. The Eagles definitely would be a good suggestion. And you're thinking about now, like we said, free agent moves, draft picks,
Jets.
trades.
Ravens.
All right, so let's see where the Jets are near the top. Let's see where the Ravens are because they definitely just made
OBJ,
a couple of their moves. Yeah.
Zay Flowers.
Let's see
signing Lamar Jackson.
By the way, Matt's been sneezing profusely.
Yeah, you know what? You and your respiratory droplets over there.
Ever since he suggested that, the pollen in the air was awful, he's been attacked by it.
I'm
The
telling you
pollen
what.
came back around and it heard you.
If I can put a semi label on Matt Hayes, he might be a little psychosomatic. He might bring it.
He gets
on.
in his own head.
Yeah,
It's like twice a year. It gets
yeah.
bad.
It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And granted, there must be either pollen or whatever out there right now that's messing people up just a little bit. All right, the Ravens are up there. The Eagles are up there. At the top, they put the Detroit Lions.
Not bad.
And it really isn't bad when you think about some of the stuff that they were able to do. They went out there in free agency. They added a few guys, C.J. Gardner-Johnson being one of them. They said goodbye to Jamal Williams, but then they also said goodbye to DeAndre Swift, and they went out there and they drafted very high, which, I definitely got to put a question mark next to that early choice of Jahmyr Gibbs, and then coming back and double Bama us with Gibbs and Brian Branch, and then linebacker Jack Campbell. So they got them up there. They got the Jets up there. The Panthers are up there. Bears, they were one of the teams that was aggressive early with the draft choices, the draft picks when they moved out of that number one spot. The Jaguars are way down this list, and I think the reason is pretty obvious.
Well, they didn't do much of
They
anything.
didn't do anything in free agency, even though they did move in the draft, but they kept moving down.
Well, I mean that could mean a couple of things. The Jaguars were very aggressive last year in free agency to make the roster better. We needed better players on the roster. Now that could mean this year that the team feels that they've got enough chemistry because if you look in the offseason, most of the signings that we made were interior guys. Dewey, we signed Dewey, we signed Hamilton, we signed with Robertson Harrison. So it's about keeping the chemistry, the cohesiveness of that team together. And they didn't look to add any other parts. They feel good about the team and the roster and where it's going. Because you heard Balky and them talking about we're looking at guys in the draft that fit our culture.
Yep.
What we've built here. And those are the type of guys they're looking for. So, I mean, it's understandable that we'll look in the offseason, we'll look bad. In the draft, I think that we went after needs. I think that I'm very interested to see how we're going to do with the rushers, the edge rushers.
Right.
The guys, that Tyler that we got for Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Tyler Lacey.
Abdullah that we got from Louisville. I mean, they're a little, Abdullah's a little undersized, but I want to see how they're going to fit in the equation, getting around the edge and getting pressure on the quarterback. So I think for the most part that the Jaguars, if I were to give them a grade as far as the draft goes or maybe the offseason, probably a C+, maybe.
Yeah, and they're right there in that C range, and I really feel like that draft, just because he wasn't able to move as much in the second half of the draft like I was hoping he would be able to. That's the only reason I'm putting a C+ on him as well. But everything that you said is 100% because Balky and Peterson both agree. They don't need to mess up that locker room. They just need to complement that locker room.
And I agree with Matt Hayes and his assessment with all that draft capital that we had with the late round picks. I mean, there had to be a slot corner somewhere in the third or in this that we could have used some of that draft capital to get somebody. But if they're okay with it, then
I think they're happy with what they got on the
yeah,
roster.
I think they're happy too. Yeah.
And moreover, you have to remember they brought back. If we're gonna talk starters, 21 of 22, safe to say. John Shipley actually did the math this morning, so I want to pull it up.
You take Juwan.
Right, so you take Juwan away.
Yeah.
Are you counting Arden Key as a starter?
No.
Are you counting, I guess if you're counting Marvin Jones as a starter, so then it's 20 of 22.
Yeah.
So John did the work this morning for us. Of course, you can find him at _John_Shipley on Twitter.
But
Of the 12 players who played the most snaps for the Jags on offense and defense against the Chiefs in the playoffs, The offense is returning 10 of those players. The defense is returning 11.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
And when you think about it, they replaced Jawan Taylor with Anton Harrison. They replaced Marvin Jones with Calvin Ridley. So the only hole really is that Arden Key spot, and so that now becomes the question of, are the Jaguars done this offseason? Will they go out and sign one of these veteran pass rushers? Will they bring in a veteran nickel if they don't like what they have at that 18-person competition for that third corner spot?
Because it can happen when those cuts come a little bit later on, training camp, whenever you get down to the final 53-man roster, you definitely can do that. But think about it. As much as I was Marvin supporter, you take him off and you add Calvin Ridley, that's an uptick if we see the Calvin Ridley that we saw in years past. That is right now a complete unknown. I totally get it because of the time he's been out. He will have basically been out of the league for 2 years by the time he catches his first pass in a Jaguar uniform. Totally get that. But you're looking at a football team that kept most of the core on both sides of the football together. Evan Ingram, does he sign his tag? You would expect it, but that's really the only other question mark right now. So, yeah, I got no problem. I want to see that edge addressed somehow, some way. And if they're going to do it affordably, I don't mind them playing the waiting game. Think about that. I don't mind them playing the waiting game because they're going to let those other guys sit back and, the Justin Houstons of the world, they may be ultimately reaching a point where they're going to have to take a little bit less to land on a team.
Yeah, but do you lose a Floyd or a Houston because you're waiting? That's the question.
I don't know. I know that they want to be somewhat frugal. They like the guys that they've got. We've heard that said.
They believe
a
they're
bunch.
developing other guys.
Yeah, but they've got to get impact players off the edge.
There's no chance they can like the guys they got behind the two stars at rush end.
I tend to agree with
you.
you.
No way they can think that they're good with the bunny hop.
Well,
no way.
With the bunny hop, yes. But I will tell you this. A buddy of mine brought this up to me in a group chat this morning, and I tend to agree. Josh Allen's in a contract year.
Mm-hmm.
What if we see Josh Allen truly pop off and ascend and develop this year, only to then potentially disappear for the next 3 to 4 years?
I mean,
but
to be fair,
he
was in a contract year last year is what he was. If you really want to think about it, to pick up the option. He went 8 games without a sack.
So they picked up the option before the season started.
Yeah.
Last year?
Yes,
prior
correct.
to last
They
year.
picked it up right after the draft.
It's your third offseason going into your 4th year when they pick it up.
Just like Chase on right now.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, that you can make a decision on whether you want a long-term Inca guy,
right.
and that all is fine and good, but there's no doubt that this is the contract year for Josh Allen to either stay here with a long-term deal or go somewhere else and hope for a long-term deal. But it all has to come together. And they did have good battery backup players. Arden Key, he built this city, so we know that. But those types of guys, they're kind of missing them. The DeJuan Smoots of the world will be missed. And so they better make sure that they have that guy, whomever that is. And Tyler Lacey could develop into that type of guy, depending on what they get him, as far as what they have in mind for him and what they get from him once he gets on the field.
And, of course, bear in mind that a week from today, the Jaguars rookies will be on the field for the first time. Coach Campo, of course, joined us as he always does on Thursdays, and he was asking me, how much do you think we'll actually be able to glean from rookie minicamp? And I said usually it's just positional drills, but at the very least, we will see these guys and see how large the frame is. We will see them in person. We will see them standing next to coaches who we know how they, their stature comparatively compared to the likes of a Trevor Lawrence at 6'6" or a Trayvon Walker, obviously a specimen, if only in measurables. And so I think if nothing else, Leon, we will glean that a week from today. We'll see Yasir Abdullah, how small is 6'2", 235, and we'll see Tyler Lacey, knowing he's still, according to Mike Gundy, has room to grow in his frame.
Well, I like to see the rookies coming in. I like to see them stretched a little bit because a lot of these guys haven't. You want to see if they worked out since their pro day. Their pro day has been like 2 months ago. You want to see what kind. I'm not sure if teams do this anymore, but I know I sound like the old.
Stay in your era.
Stay in your era. I know that when they used to come to rookie days, that they put them through a little stress test.
Right.
To see if they've been training, they've been working out. Not only in the weight room, but the weight room, they would set up stations in the weight room, and the rookies would go after it. And then after they go after it in the weight room, they're on the football field, they're doing stations, and they have conditioning just to see what kind of, if these guys have just been sitting on their butts for the last 2 months, or if they've been grinding a little bit. Because you can assess, when you put them through a little stress test, you can assess the guys who've been getting it done and the guys who've been living off their loins.
Yeah, that's why they lost Lloyd for 4 games or whatever it was.
What did you say? Living off their loins?
But that was not the reason with Devin Lloyd. But
wasn't it like the first practice he tore his hammy?
No, he pulled his hammy. It was actually in testing, like the day before training camp started.
Yeah, that's what Leon's talking
right,
about.
Right. Well, so it wasn't even an actual practice.
Yeah, but
it was like
stress test.
Yeah, but you have to do that. I mean, you can't just like walk them around and hold their hands.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly.
I'm just saying he should have came in shape.
Listen, the honeymoon is over. All right. When these guys get here Friday, it's time to work. That's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been told how great you are. You've been drafted. You've been taken out to dinner, and teams have been telling you how great you are, how we love you here. That's all over. It's kind of like your recruiting trip. I'll never forget Miami. On my recruiting trip, Miami took me out, wined me, and shined me, and dined me. Right. And the first day we had to show up as freshmen, I went over to my recruit, Don Solinger, and I said, Coach, what am I supposed to do? He said, what you're supposed to do is get the hell out there on that field and go to work. That's what he said.
You're
trying to shock him a little bit.
You are. I'll tell you this, honestly, and I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about this. I have more faith that if Devin Lloyd moves to outside linebacker, I think you'll get better production from him than you would the other 2 guys out there right now.
What about
that's a big?
What about on the interior then? On the inside.
Honestly,
then Moon was there for him on the inside.
Yeah, but all right. First off, there's not been enough good around the guy who's been here the longest, and I'm not even going to try and defend Josh Allen, saying that he's been sensational.
Well, you just did.
Yeah, no, I'm saying there's not been enough good around him.
I know that's defending him.
Yeah, no, that's explaining what's been around him,
if
not
you're good,
defending him.
If you're good, you're good. It shows.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's around you.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, there's just too many other things that have to happen for a football team to all come together. And by the way, they all came together at the end.
You don't go 8 games without sacking.
Yeah. No, I get it. Look, like I said, I'm not propping him up. I'm just dragging the rest of them down. I'm just basically saying there was just crap around them. The interior pass pressure, no push whatsoever. Okay, corners not doing their jobs. So the ball came out quicker, and so I'm not defending him. I'm just simply saying, like, I don't know whether I'm going to defending Devin Lloyd and saying he's going to be better if he moves positions.
I think he'll be better because he's literally
lost last year.
No, I know, because he's not a coverage guy. Yeah. Go get the quarterback.
Right, I get that.
Get the quarterback. He's got explosion like no one has in that defense.
Okay, but I'm going to go back. See, I don't know, man. I'm going to go back to Mike Gundy when he says if you're great on Saturdays, you got to, and I'm paraphrasing. This might be even my quote. If you're great on Saturdays, you got a chance to be really good on Sunday. Yeah. And that's what Devin Lloyd needed to be able to show as soon as he got off the bus and got here. And he looked a little lost. He was swimming with the overload of information, but he still also needs to make plays.
He also wasn't really a coverage guy in college. He was a get after people, run, laterally run and rush the quarterback. They put him everywhere in college.
No, I get that, but he's 6'3". Is he going to be able to get
he's like
past?
245. That's what I'm saying. Get him on the edge, man.
Yeah.
Go get the quarterback.
Yeah. I do think that at times they were looking around and moving. That's why they even moved Arden Key out there to that outside edge to try and create some of that pressure.
Arden Key also had that inside-outside versatility that when they weren't getting that interior push, at least they could say, hey, let's try and up the ante a little bit. Another guy that went inside and outside for the Jaguars, not just last year, but his entire tenure, his entire NFL career, DeJuan Smoot.
Yeah.
I love our Nooners. They're such super sleuths, guys. A shout out to our boy Robert, who's always keeping us posted on the Twitter machine.
Yeah, love chilling.
I completely missed this. So the Jaguars posted a workout video 3 days ago, and DeJuan Smoot is in the building working out.
That's good.
Which I would assume is in some part something
because
to do
he got
with,
hurt as a Jag.
correct,
maybe?
and so the NFLPA and something in regards to his rehabilitation. But it's interesting, no, that the social team and the video team chose to include him.
And remember, it was put out there, and this might have been at the draft luncheon. I'm trying to remember the pre-draft luncheon. They don't bring up free agents unless they choose to. And Balky brought him up, and he is a free agent. And so bringing him up might, at the very least, give you the suggestion that, hey, if we can figure out a way to make sure he's healthy and he can find a way back on this football team, that'd be great. But let's not forget, the timeline's the timeline. It's right at Christmas, same exact time as James Robinson. Robinson came charging back. What a great story it was. But we all know that he wasn't completely healthy. So we just don't know whether DeJuan Smoot's going to be anywhere near what he was before. That Achilles, And you know this, Matt. You got to have some explosion. You got to run into guys like Leon and count on that. And so that's the toughest part.
He's what? How many months away from that injury?
It's December.
6
You know,
months,
December
5
26th,
months?
December 24th. You know, it was right there at Christmas.
The only thing the problem with that is I remember like James Robinson. He was not the same guy.
No, and he was not a healthy scratch. He was just a scratch a lot of the times up there in New York.
Yeah, but I wonder if that was part of them trying to not have to give up a 5th-round pick because it was a conditional pick.
Maybe. I don't
think
know,
a lot
but
of that had to deal with that.
Yeah, and look, we'll have our eyes on him. He'll be a year removed up in New England. We'll find out whether he can do it or not. But, yeah, it's tough. It really is. But it's also tough for this team to replace a guy like Smoot. And they got to figure that out rotationally. They got to figure that out.
That's why I'm trying to find the quote from Trent Baalke over the weekend where
Well, let me give you this while you look for that because I stole this recipe. I took a picture of it. Drunken steak tacos. It's kind of got my name written all over it. Soft corn tortillas, flank or skirt steak cut into thin strips, then diced, marinated, and then you got a little, mixture of everything you put in there, fresh lime juice, cilantro, all that stuff, and then you just basically brown it up, throw it on a corn tortilla, a little cilantro and lime over the top of it. Drunken steak tacos. That's a good suggestion as far as one of the ones that we got off the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
So I had asked Trent Baalke last Saturday about losing DeJuan Smoot, losing Arden Key, drafting a couple guys. How much are you leaning on Trayvon, Josh Allen? And that's when he said we are expecting Josh Allen to take the lead, not the leap. I thought he said leap. The lead. And, of course, Trayvon is there. Calebon is there. This was actually Doug talking. They're all guys that have been here the second year in the defense. Jordan Smith coming back off injury. We expect greater results starting in training camp. And then, of course, Trent went on to say that this team is not a finished product and that they are going to sign and add guys. They may be big names. They may not be big names. And so that's where I wonder if DeJuan Smoot is potentially one of those names.
It would be nice, but he did say, our work's not done. I'm like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be done right now. You just drafted 17, 14, 15, whoever, how many guys. But they still are in a buyer's category for a pass rusher.
Yeah.
They still are.
Plus, I don't mind that statement. Like, we said it now for weeks. Yeah, maybe the year 2 is the big thing for these guys. Maybe they improve in the year 2 under the staff. Maybe they do. Or maybe it's just you are what you are.
Yeah.
And you've shown it for the last 4
In the
years.
case of Josh Allen, you're year 5. Yeah.
You are what you are.
Yeah.
So that's the key. Are you the guy that you've shown, or all of a sudden, because they're winning, because it's a staff you like, it's easy to be around them, easy to learn from.
Right.
Do you take that next step in year 2?
Here is the line from Trent Baalke. There's always time to add. We're in a good situation with a cap perspective. We're a lot less tight on the cap than we were a year ago. There is room to work with here.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. I got to turn y'all loose as I head for the Wells Fargo Championship.
I hear Jordan Spieth's falling apart again.
He had a bit of a tough day yesterday. I'm telling you what, that is one tough golf course. There's no doubt about it. The Green Mile is the infamous 16, 17, and 18 there. It ain't easy. All right, real quick off the text line, and I know you all will get into this because we talked about it before. Saw the plans for the Buffalo Bills' new stadium. Looks great. Jags now have oldest stadium in NFL. When do we start building our new stadium? So I know that y'all will dig into that.
We will touch on that coming up in the 1 o'clock hour. You, of course, can chime in on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, 641-1010. Still taking your Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday song suggestions as well as your taco and margarita picks. JJ, I think we may now know every Big Hair Heavy Metal mariachi band in the world, thanks to the
There's
Nooners.
not a lot, but we know, yes, absolutely. We're going to come back with a little Metalachi.
You know you're going to want to listen to that. It's XL Primetime.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. These guys don't pull any punches.
Screw you. You owe me. You are totally out of control. You're going to get yourself killed.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
How are you going to stop me?
They are The Drill.
I can stop you.
Weekday mornings on 1010XL.
It's the car, right? Chicks love the car.
Attention car buyers, are you noticing markups on vehicles on dealer lots? Well, come to Key Buick GMC, where we never have markups on our vehicles. Ask for Derek or Brian, where we have fair value pricing, no additional markups, as well as the only Buick GMC dealer with a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new Buicks and GMCs. That's only at Key Buick GMC, We are professional grade across from Tinseltown on the corner of South Side and Gate, or go to our website, keybuickgmc.com.
Denny Thompson here. Tyson Sound and Security is hiring salespeople right now. If you want to sell new tech security cameras or home automation, Tyson Sound and Security is looking for you. Tyson Sound and Security is hiring for sales positions, and they will train you to be successful. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call 762-1000. That's 762-1000. Hiring for sales positions right now. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call 762-1000. Equal opportunity employer.
Bueller. Look, folks, I've been hearing it my whole life. But the truth is, there's never been a better time to stay cooler with Bueller. Right now, we can send a qualified Bueller technician to perform a thorough tune-up and cleaning of your AC system for just $119. We'll even include up to 1 pound of refrigerant to balance your system for peak cooling performance this summer. Now that's staying cooler with Bueller.
Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Every weekend is a stone cold sports weekend. Hey, Dan Hicken here. Watch For the Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook, and I'll help you put together your sports weekend. Weekend with Dan brought to you by Stone Core. We do the outdoors better.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Youth sports are getting back into full swing, so you know what that means. Custom Yetis so dads can keep their beer or sodas cold. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
It's time to get on the tee with me, Joe C. The XL Primetime Spring League is back, and you need to be part of it. Southampton invites you to join us every Wednesday now through early May for our 9 after 5. As soon as you knock off work, you can head to Southampton for a great game every week. Chef Gary cooking up something good for afterwards and prizes. Call 287-PLAY and get in the game every Wednesday. It's our 9 after 5 at Southampton. Call 287-PLAY now.
The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is now offering online scheduling for new patient appointments for all of their physicians. Simply schedule your appointment on your cell phone, tablet, or desktop. JOI is the first orthopedic practice in North Florida to offer this feature to patients. To schedule your appointment online, visit joi.net and click on the button at the top of the page. If you'll be using insurance, be sure and have your information handy. JOI, where the pros go.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Don't suffer another day with cheap box store cornhole boards. Order your custom luxury boards from Mystic Cornhole Company right here in Jacks. Ask about pro-level bags, lights, score stands, and other accessories. And score with Mystic Cornhole Company.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. Looking for a great way for your kids to enjoy sports? Check out I-9 Sports, the way youth sports should be, offering flag football, basketball, soccer, and t-ball in Duval, St. Johns, and Clay County. You can play year-round, fall, winter, spring, and summer seasons with co-ed programs ages 3 to 17. Enter promo code 1010XL to receive $5 off registration. All the details are at i9sports.com.
Your opinion matters to us.
What does that mean?
Take the 1010XL listener survey to tell us what you think. You could win dinner for two at Restaurant Orsay or a 1010XL swag bag.
Well, what's the next move?
Just take the survey at 1010XL.com.
Mia here. We've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. You heard it here. They have revamped their online casino at MyBookie, and it is awesome. Dive into truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your home. Take advantage of weekly blackjack tournaments and a brand new collection of high-end games for a chance at real cash rewards. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in your hands. Your adventure at the MyBookie Casino begins today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. That's promo code 1010XL to secure yourself a sweet deposit bonus. And that's not all, because their revamped loyalty program ensures that you'll be showered with rewards, including free spins, cashback offers, and a host of exclusive VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win. Sign up today at MyBookie and check out their revamped online casino. Play anytime, anywhere with the MyBookie Casino.
What's colder, the North or the South Pole? The answer coming up.
Filing any homeowner's claim is really easy with Southern Oak Insurance. Simply file your claim directly with us. We'll handle the vendors. It will save money for you.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The South Pole is colder than the North Pole, which is an ocean surrounded by land. The South Pole is land surrounded by ocean.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy was a guest of XL Primetime and shared his thoughts on where Jaguars' fourth-round pick Tyler Lacey fits in the NFL.
I'm guessing the reason that they took him where they did is because they feel like that he's going to give them some flexibility on a potential speed guy as a three technique. You know, eventually going to be a 295-pound guy that can rush the edge.
The Bowls Bulldogs beat Tampa Jesuit 13-10 in the Class 1A Boys Lacrosse Final Four last night. Bowls will play St. Andrews from Boca Raton tomorrow in the state title game at 2:30. It's 80 degrees at 1 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday on XL Primetime.
Josie, I hope you're still listening in your car, having already departed for the PGA Tour.
Hey,
What the blue blazes?
just as Ozzy intended it to listen.
I also hope that you Nooners out there are watching on our
Yes.
YouTube live stream, because our reactions to Metalacci's cover of Crazy Train.
Yeah.
They should have used this for Narcos. Would have been great.
It's not too late to learn love every day not to hate.
They're based in LA, unfortunately.
See, with them, it sounds like a love song.
Damn, I
Right?
was going to have him for my wedding.
Maybe you could call them. Maybe they do weddings. They'll fly in.
Oh, does he hit it?
Tell them we're out here giving them promotion right now.
That's the hardest note to hit.
Not
quite, but
I
yeah,
dig
not
it.
bad.
All right.
Not too
Going off
shabby.
the rails on this crazy train.
Not too shabby.
The mariachi band.
Metalacci.
Metalacci.
We're combining Cinco de
Metalacci.
Mayo and Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday. I have been truly astounded at all of these suggestions for songs today on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, because the five of us were sitting in the pre-production room and we're like, I don't know if we'll be able to pull this off. You guys always deliver.
The first comment, I love YouTube. This video made me rethink my life choices of going to college and finding a 9-to-5. When I was told I could be anything growing up, I hadn't the slightest clue that I meant I could be in a metal mariachi band.
That's on the Metalacci video, by the way, not the 1010XL
Yeah.
live stream, which you, of course, can also access on YouTube. We are also accepting your suggestions for your favorite margarita as well as your favorite taco. Our boy FanCam, who, sets the bar up here with both his cuisine and his beverages. The Sunset Gardens Rita. Patron Silver, homemade mix, of course, with a big splash of Granny. Our frozen adds a few chunks of pineapple to the blender. Happy Cinco from FanCam.
That's not
I
bad.
love the little pineapple.
Bad.
Frozen pineapple's not bad.
Yeah.
It's a nice little
Have
touch.
you ever had a pulled pork taco?
Oh, yeah.
You have.
Oh, yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
What do you think of El Pastor? Have you had that?
Well, I haven't had that.
So Pastor, so they only, JJ, maybe you can help me with this one. Why do they only have it on the weekends? Because it is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a type of pork, El Pastor. JJ.
Probably because you have to
Say that again. Sorry, I was
marinate
actually listening to the next Metalachi song.
We're just
gonna
getting
play.
so excited. El Pastor.
Yes.
Pork, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
But it's made like on the like rotating spiv. Like what do you call those?
Yes.
Things? Yeah.
I don't know, but you could like cut it off.
Right.
You know,
shave it off,
yes.
almost like a Brazilian steakhouse, but it's
exactly.
pork.
Oh,
and they only have it on weekends at most taco places I've been to.
They put each piece on the spit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then once it gets full, it starts to spin. Then it cooks, and then once it's cooked, then you shave it with a knife.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if shaving's the right word, but it sounds
yeah,
delicious.
It's cutting.
And they marinate it with
Slithers.
like a. They marinate it with like a pineapple.
You ever had a gyro? You ever seen them cut gyro meat?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
My big what I would indulge in during the pandemic, because that's when it really got big and now it's huge, is the birria tacos. So that's like where you take like it is like a pastor, but it's like a beef pastor, and then it's essentially like a quesadilla in a taco, if that makes sense. And then
So
you
it has
dip
the
it.
pineapple.
Oh.
No pineapple. So no pineapple.
Quesadilla in a taco?
Yes. So here, I'll pull up a picture for you. So it's
Sounds
basically
very Taco Bellish.
No,
Yeah, it
it's
sounds like Hack would
but
love
it's
that.
not. That's the incredible part. I'm gonna pull up here
It's
for
a
you.
Mexican pizza. Okay.
Well, they do also have a birria.
Remember when Hack was talking about
pizza.
Mexican pizza and
Because
the,
they
and
were
the dude
discontinuing
brought us
them.
the
Yes,
pizzas?
and we had a listener who
He literally brought
a
us
lot
the
of
Mexican
food.
There you go.
pizzas.
You see? So
They were terrible.
here you
He
go.
worked there.
So do you see how do you make it? Here, let's wait after this one. This video I'm showing him. See?
Yeah.
And then you cover it over, chop it up, and then you dip it in some au jus. Fantastic.
What's it called? A what?
A birria taco, and now almost every spot in Jacksonville has the option.
Really?
Yeah.
They have them over at our place?
At our place?
Taco Lou?
I'm pretty sure they do. I know they do at a couple other spots, but I know it was like one of those things where like the week before the pandemic started back in March of 2020, I had heard that there was a taco truck here in Jacksonville that now has a brick and mortar, that they had started doing it. And then over the course of the last few years, it's just exploded. And I feel like every taco place I've been to, short rib taco is what the birria is. Thank you very much, 6587. And it's fantastic. And you dip it in an au jus, and yeah, just amazing.
Au jus.
If you have more taco suggestions, let us know where you are going, how you are celebrating Cinco de Mayo at 641-1010. Did see on the Twitter machine, Cantina Louie is already, quote, crazy. So
nice.
So if you are headed that way, we don't just give you speed cam and speed warning updates like the drill. We also provide you with traffic updates for your favorite restaurants.
So what is the appropriate, it's lunch on Cinco de Mayo at work, like 2 drinks?
How many have you had so far?
0. I don't drink between jobs. But I know there is people having a liquid lunch today.
Ah.
Okay, how about the XL Primetime poll today?
Yeah, how many drinks are you having at lunch?
How many
on
lunch
Cinco de
drinks
Mayo?
are you
Question of the day
Okay.
brought to you by
Gotcha.
Beaver Toyota. Fantastic. Well done, Matt. Let's get it back to the Jags, because I know that there are several of you out there wondering, as far as the Buffalo Bills announcing that their new stadium will open in 2026. All of the final documents were signed, sealed, and delivered yesterday. When that stadium opens, TIAA Bank Field will be the oldest stadium in the National Football League without renovations. I saw plenty of you in my Twitter mentions last night saying, Lambeau's older, FedEx Field is crumbling. Yes, but they have put in renovations. And so the question becomes, what is next for your Jaguars home stadium? As much as I can illuminate in it, and then I'd love to get kind of your take, Matt and Leon, from what I've been told, this is a situation where we are going to have to wait until after the mayoral election in Jacksonville is complete later this month, and then we'll have kind of a path forward of exactly how the city and Shad Khan and the Jaguars will be partnering in figuring out what the next steps are. And
I mean, other than vote accordingly, look. It's part and parcel of being in the NFL. You cannot have a stadium like that. You just can't. If you have a franchise in the league, not only do you have to have an updated stadium, how about like taking care of your fans? That's what it is as much as anything. You cannot expect people to continue to sit in that heat. You can't. and the concourses are not wide. They're not wide enough. It's just there's a lot of work that needs to be done. The question is, can it be done while you're playing, or are you going to have to move games for a year to another place, to Orlando or wherever, or Gainesville or wherever? Are you going to have to do that? I think that's the question. We've had Lenny Curry on this show multiple times talking about it, the current mayor of Jacksonville, and he's spoken about he thinks there's a way it can be done where you're still playing in the stadium, where you're rotating around the stadium and doing the renovations that you need to get done. The difference between a renovation and a brand new stadium at this point, a brand new stadium is probably going to cost more than $2 billion because they're all costing that now. And the renovations, and Lenny was talking, this was probably 3 months ago, that he's thinking it could get done for like $600 million. So I don't know. Those numbers may be way off right now. I have no idea, but that's kind of where you are right now.
Well, I mean, the Jaguars, I totally agree with you as far as the heat goes. Because it's got to be grueling for those who sit in the upper deck when it's a 1 o'clock kickoff.
Or even if you're a former player down on the field doing some sort of ceremony.
Exactly.
I mean, something could happen.
My good linen. I sweat up my good linen on that field when I walk out there and I have to meet the players and stuff like that. But no, you're right. I mean, you got to look at this like any other. I mean, the NFL teams they're franchises, and the teams. It's all about generating more money, and a new stadium is going to help generate more money. It's going to give, and I'm sure they also want to create an environment where where the fans have an experience. There's an experience when you come to the stadium with the state-of-the-art stuff that they do that kind of stuff. So you're paying for not only the game, but the experience of being at the game. So the fact that the Jaguars are kind of the bottom tier when it comes to stadiums go. I mean, the other owners who have the plush stadiums, they're looking at the Jaguars like, look, y'all need to upgrade because y'all are not generating enough money. They already make enough money, but they want to make more money as owners. And you can't have a franchise like a Jaguars and have a fledgling stadium that needs to be brought up to code, in my opinion.
I mean, the stadium was – look, I know it's been renovated, but it was built when the team arrived.
Yeah, I know.
That tells you how old the stadium is.
Yeah, it's very old.
Right, and in my conversations, for as much as, yes, it's been since 1994 that the last renovations took place, from what the Jaguars' top front office has spoken with media reporters about, it does sound like they will be able to renovate the existing stadium, that they would do it in pieces. They would maybe do the right side on, over the course of 1 year, then they do the left side for the other, the next year. It will take multiple years, but it sounds like the exact quote I was given are the bones are good. And so it's not like they would have to completely start from scratch, which obviously that would incur more fees and more money on the part of both taxpayers and Shad Khan. But also, would you rather just start from scratch? It's going to be curious to see which way the Jaguars go. It does sound like, though, as of this writing, it will be renovation, not necessarily a completely new stadium.
I have a suggestion. Maybe like in the corner, like a cigar lounge.
Oh, I like the way you think.
Cersei's All-Pro cigar lounge.
What's interesting,
Here's the thing, though. If you start from scratch, okay,
Yeah.
you literally have to do it like Atlanta did it. You have to build a stadium right next to the one you're playing in.
Yep.
Unless you want to go play in Orlando for 2 years, or you want to go play in Gainesville for 2 years, or you want to rotate it, whatever. And I don't think this franchise wants its fan base with where the franchise is now at this point, where they are a legitimate contender in this league. I don't think you can do that to them. So I think if you're going to do it, you do it like what Atlanta did. You build it in Lot J right there, and you build it, and then when it's done, you knock the other one down. There you go.
And you say, unfortunately, to the people that park there, you're not going to be able to park.
No, you're
or
not.
The other side of that is if you are going to renovate and not build a new stadium, then you're looking at a situation where maybe your seating capacity has to go down for a season, which in turn, I mean, if the team's playing well, you can just up the price of said tickets, which I know people don't want to hear. But if the Jaguars are coming off of a Super Bowl win like Leon has predicted on this very program.
2 years.
2 years. Hey, listen, it may not happen for 2 years.
I didn't say win. I said they're going to beat in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Matt Hayes.
I don't believe you.
People will pay.
It's getting lamer and lamer. Like it was winning the
Find
Super
it
Bowl
then.
this year, and now it's
Then find
only
it.
getting to the Super Bowl next
Hey, listen,
year.
guess what?
That's
Guess
your
what?
week. It's
That's
gonna
Guess
be
what?
like
Just
they'll
find
make
it.
the playoffs.
You know what? Guess what? Guess what? First of all, I was the only one that had the tattoo on the line for the playoffs while y'all were fledgling, scared of the 2-1 record. All right? So don't call it.
I mean, I didn't play for him.
Well,
so
I'm just saying though. I mean, don't.
I
don't
also
call-
was,
don't-
you know, of the 5 of us, I was also the only one who said, "Oh, by the way, they're going to win the division" before the season even began.
Oh,
and I said they go 9-8 and win the division.
Okay.
I was
You guys can both
I was
be right.
farting to win.
Let's get it back to on the field
That
talk.
was, that was just such a, like, literally, I just threw that out there.
Let's get it back to your on the field with your Jacksonville Jaguars coming up next on a Friday edition of XL Primetime.
Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Some people can't handle the truth.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled.
Some people only want the truth.
You want answers? I want the truth.
Rick Ballou,
And the truth
the truth teller.
shall set you free.
Evenings on 1010XL.
Mia O'Brien here for my friends at Duck Duck Rooter. When it comes to plumbing and septic issues at your home or business, you gotta be sure you hire the right company. Don't get burned by some Joe Schmo riding around in an unmarked truck pretending to be a plumber. When you hire Duck Duck Rooter, you get experience and integrity that is backed by the owners. Plus, you're supporting a local, family-owned company, not some big corporation. So when you're stuck this summer, just call the Duck, 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL. Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing.
Florida Gators coming off a season series sweep over Florida State after the 7-5 victory on Tuesday. Florida has now won 22 of the last 26 games against the Noles. They begin a 3-game series against Texas A&M tonight on the road at 7 p.m. Tomorrow, first pitch at 6, and Sunday will be an afternoon game at 2 o'clock. All of these games will be on 1010 a.m.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie, and I want to thank Coach Ellen and the team at Darley's for providing all the plumbing work for a brand new walk-off charities building that's being built. Being a San Souci guy, I've known the team at Darley's for years. They're a company I trust for my plumbing needs, and you can too.
Thanks for those kind words, Frank. At Darley's Plumbing, we don't just do residential house calls. We're your first draft pick for commercial business plumbing, too. Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts.
Sports fans, this is David Garrard here. And if you're suffering from orthopedic soreness, make an appointment at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where everyone is treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Black Sheep Restaurant has been serving up delicious food and drinks to the community for 13 amazing years. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. We want to thank Jacksonville for your unwavering support throughout the years. Our last shift will be on May 27th. It's been an honor to be a part of the Jacksonville food scene, and we hope to see you at Bellwether and Orsay. Thank you for your patronage, and let's make these last days at Black Sheep unforgettable.
Jacksonville has some junk, and J-Dog is removing it. They're here to do the dirty work. You don't want to remove and dispose of large furniture or appliances yourself? Call J-Dog. Here now, proudly serving you, removing junk from your home or business. They can even handle small demolition projects, and they're still donating local items to veterans in need. So let J-Dog do the dirty work for you. J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran-owned and operated. JDog.com.
Who are these new names and how can they help? Listen for 1010XL Draft Profiles, brought to you by Perfect Rack Billiards in Murray Hill and Travel Camp RV Sales and Service. Follow the off-season with 1010XL and Tire Outlet.
What? They did not tell me they were going to do that. I need a new bank.
Well, actually, One-to-One Financial doesn't do the usual bank surprises because we're not a bank. We're a credit union, and that means lower loan interest, things like free checking and member rewards, and of course, total investment back into our community.
I'm sold.
Find a better way to bank than big banks with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit 121fcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA. Malfunctions in your electrical panel can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk. So leave it to the pros and Mr. Sparky.
888 Sparky.
Your on-time electrician, Mr. Sparky of the First Coast.
I'm Niall Lawrence Stample, owner of NLS Cleaning and former Florida State National Champion. From soft washing to gutter cleaning, we're the exterior cleaning experts. Visit nlscleaning.net or call us at 904-708-8802.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg, president of Underwoods. Clayton, I've seen pearls advertised from under $100 well into the thousands of dollars. Help me understand that.
David, let me explain. First of all, there's several types of cultured pearls, and at Underwoods we carry all of them. They're the Chinese freshwater pearls that are grown in mussels, not oysters, and these are the least expensive. There are also Akoya pearls, which are the traditional Japanese cultured pearls that are grown in an oyster. Generally, these are the next most expensive. Then there are the Tahitian gray, black pearls and white South Sea pearls that are grown in larger oysters off the coast of Australia and Tahiti. These are generally the larger pearls and are more expensive than the other pearls. Once we know the type pearl we have, we begin the quality grading part that's essential to pricing. These are things like the pearl size, how round they are, the pearl's body color, its luster, surface blemishes, and how the pearls are matched with each other. This is where we use our expertise to make sure that our customers get the better quality pearls they expect from Underwoods at a fair price.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville.
This is a song of love for you, Chayo. I love you! She's got a smile that it seems to me.
It's a big hair, heavy metal Friday on XL Primetime.
He's got like kind of an Axl voice. Actually.
I'm obsessed with this.
A little bit, right? Yeah, a little bit of that wine, young Axl, 28-year-old Axl. Wow, not bad. Not bad, not bad.
Metalachi again?
Yeah.
Are you saying he
This
sounds
is
like
gonna be
Axl
a
Rose?
little- he's so young. He's got a little wine, not like him. He's got a little bit of a wine
I agree.
Axl, a little bit.
But it's Metalachi again because we are getting other suggestions.
Oh, are we? I was just
I
going to
saw
roll
a
with
couple
them the
other
whole
fa-
day.
I mean,
They're
I'm not going to
amazing.
say no to this.
Right.
I just was surprised to see that
How
the
could
text
anyone
line
say
had
no to
some
this?
other
Are you kidding me?
suggestions.
All right, we're halfway through XL Primetime here. Leon, before we go, we've batted this idea around all week, actually, in the pre-production meetings, and now we decided to bring it out full force. Get your thoughts on it. Who's under pressure now with I guess you could say free agent additions because it's really Calvin Ridley. Who's under pressure now with the additions, the off-season additions, free agents, and draft picks on that roster?
Well, as far as the wide receivers go, I think the Marvin is gone. All right. So Calvin is his replacement. So as far as
looking for a 5, they're looking for a
they're
legit
looking
fit.
for they're looking for a legit fit. Absolutely. I think the guys who, of course, I'm going the usual suspects. Chase on is he could probably be cut. With the additions that they did in the draft with the edge rushers,
Right.
He could easily be cut during training camp. I think Snoop Connors as well. I think with the you bring in Tank Bigsby, a 3rd round pick, which is still a head scratcher. You draft him in the 3rd round, and your additions that you brought in as far as the running back room goes, that's going to make him a camp casualty, I think, because here's a guy who was 5th round pick last year, 6th round pick last year?
Who?
Snoop Connors. Snoop was
Fifth round.
5th round draft pick last year. And I didn't expect him to do anything in the running backs room, but he was on no special teams, absolutely no special teams, and was a healthy scratch last year. We had promise for him early in the season during the preseason, but healthy scratch, no special teams. He's going to be on the chopping blocks just training
honestly,
camp.
it's a wonder he's still on the roster now.
Yeah,
to
I'm
be
surprised
honest.
he's still on the roster.
Yeah.
Now. I don't know. I don't know why he's still. Well, it's early on or whatever. You make those changes come training camp or whatever. But those are the guys that stick out to me right now on the offensive line. Because you don't have any depth. You don't have any real depth on the offensive line. So a lot of those guys that you brought in are either going to be viable swing guys or going to be guys who are going to be on the practice squad, because you need at least 8 to 10 linemen.
Yeah.
You need at least 8 that can rotate, and then you need 2 in the practice squad just in case somebody gets hurt. So defensive line, the guys that we signed, the bodies. The guys that you wanted them to be there, they re-signed them. Hamilton, Robertson Harris. Those are the guys that just jump off the page as far as guys that I think that are going to be in trouble come training camp time.
Offensive line wise, Tyler Shatley on the final year of his latest deal. By the way, a happy birthday to friend of the program, Tyler Shatley, who's celebrating his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Ty.
He's got what else does he have, JJ?
Shatley's greatest strength is his strength.
Thank you. I was waiting for that. I didn't know when you would play it. He's got one more year on his current contract. Obviously, he gives you versatility because he can play either guard position as well as your backup center. Then you consider, which I know Matt threw out there when some folks thought the Jaguars may be targeting Osiris Torrance out of Florida, is Ben Barch coming off of that knee injury? Is he definitively your left guard? And then in turn, so Shatley is his backup and Shatley is Fortner's backup, or do you look at maybe like the 7th round pick they got out of App State, who's a Baker County kid? Does he become depth there? They did sign some other veteran pieces as well.
Well, I mean, right now, in my opinion, Shatley is the starter. Ben Barch is the backup. I mean, Ben Barch has all he's been is hurt over the last couple of years. He's shown some. He's shown the ability to be a viable option for the Jaguars, but he can't stay healthy. So I mean, Tyler Shatley he's your utility belt. He's the guy who can swing at either guard position. He can play center. Ben Barch, in my opinion, just has to stay healthy. He's got a lot of upside potentially, especially in the run game. He struggles in the pass. He's a liability when it comes to pass protection, especially on that right side. But the run blocking wise, I mean, he gets after it pretty well. So he's got to have a breakout year.
He's also in a contract year.
And he's in the contract year as well. So he might want to stay healthy if he wants to get paid.
So here's another one for you. How about Christian Braswell, the rookie? Can he push like Monteric Brown? Can he be like the last corner on the team? Is that possible?
He could.
He can run.
He could.
Because right now, as of this,
or even Claybrooks.
Well, right. Let's go through all the names.
Who had the little
off-season skirm. Yeah, but then he was right back in the building that Monday. Let's go through this because if you remember, I asked Trent Baalke a week ago today if Tyson Campbell is your 1 and Darius Williams is your 2, who is your 3rd corner? And, of course, he responded that Trey Herndon is still on the team. So here is who is competing for that 3rd corner spot, presumably. And, again, it would be the nickel position, assuming that Darius Williams is not going to go back into the slot where he struggled last year. So you're looking at a competition between Trey Herndon, Monteric Brown, Gregory Jr., both draft picks from a year ago, Chris Claybrooks in a contract year, Christian Braswell, Eric Hallett, although, again, as Matt has continued to say, he is a safety.
I think they got him on the roster here as a safety.
They do have him as on the roster as safety. And they have as the 4th string Caleb Hayes, Coach Campo's guy, the undrafted free agent out of BYU, who can really run. He runs a 4.3 140. So you've got like 6 guys there, Leon, competing for one spot. Did you in your entire career ever go into a season where, and I understand it's the nickel spot and some people believe it's more important than others, and obviously offense is a little bit different than it was in the 90s, but did you ever go into a training camp where there were 5 or 6 guys vying for one starting spot?
Never in a situation like that. Maybe 2 or 3. Well, I mean, the rosters are bigger now. I mean, there's a practice squad and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you kind of knew the guys were going to make your team, halfway through minicamp. Right. Halfway through not minicamp, but training camp. But the rosters are a lot bigger. There are also opportunities for a lot of these guys who may not make the roster to be developed through the practice squad. And depending on guys' health during the season, these guys can be brought on and brought back and brought on and brought back. So, I mean, with this league being a passing league, you can never, in my opinion, you can never have enough corners that can cover.
Right. That's
you never
the next
have
question
enough.
Is how many will be on the roster? I mean, if you're talking about special teams as well, what, 6?
Well, don't forget, too, last year, Doug Peterson was not afraid to cut Jay Tufele, release Malcolm Brown, and then carry, I believe it was 6 corners and 5 safeties. And when we asked him about that, he said that's the way the league is headed.
Yeah, you can't never have enough. As far as the ball going vertical, Sunday after Sunday, you can never have enough corners. I mean, you almost have to keep enough corners and safeties as you keep enough offensive linemen.
Yeah.
In the offensive linemen,
As important right now, actually.
As important as the offensive line, absolutely. We usually kept 10. We usually kept 8, and then we kept 2 on the burner.
Yep.
And now with these corners and safeties, you've got to keep at least 10 or 11.
So let me ask you a quick question before we let you go here, and we can get in this next week too, because I think this is a good question to really dig down into. Minicamp. Can you tell by minicamp pretty much who 80-90% of the guys on the team are going to be?
The guys are going to make the team during minicamp?
Yeah.
Well, you could tell. Well, I tell you what veterans do. We sit in the locker room and we watch young guys come to the locker room and we watch their facade. How they carry themselves. We're paying. They don't know, but we're paying very close attention to how early they get in, how late they get in, how soon they leave, how late they leave. And the guys who love the game of ball are the ones that they do. It's just about doing the right thing. They come in early, they leave late. They love the game of football. You could tell the guys who are just in awe of being in the NFL. And they're about what the NFL, the luxuries and the attention and what that brings to being in the NFL. And you could tell the guys who understand what it brings, but not manipulated by it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you could tell, and but you can get a grasp for it, and you could the guys who are going to survive training camp. Yeah, we have an idea because if you've been in the game long enough, you know what it takes for longevity, and then the young guys we can kind of predict in the locker room, and we side bet too. We used to side bet. Oh yeah, he won't last it. We used to do that kind of
little
stuff.
side bets.
Yeah, little side bets of who's going to make the team, who's not.
So after minicamp, after OTAs, there's certainly a finite number of guys that could or couldn't or may not make the team. Right? There's only a few spots, right, that are legitimately up for grabs. Would you agree with that?
Yep, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, what are you doing this weekend, man?
I don't know. I'm going to enjoy Cinco de Mayo for sure. Not this early.
What type of taco are you going to go get, Leon?
I don't know. I like the mahi tacos. I like the shrimp tacos as well.
You ever had a scallop? You ever had a scallop taco?
Scallop? No, I never had scallop taco.
Oh yeah, it's
interesting.
Fresh scallops in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. And drink of choice?
Drink of choice will probably be a top shelf margarita.
All right.
Or it's called a Mexican mule.
Oh, yeah, so it's like a Moscow mule, but
what's in it?
Tequila, lime, and ginger beer. In a copper cup, by the way.
All right.
The copper cup is always important
when
it comes to the meals.
Right? Absolutely.
And have you given us your Kentucky Derby bet?
Yes, I was going with what's it?
Rocket Can.
Rocket Can.
Rocket Can.
Yes.
Even though Dick Girardi said he's not getting near Rocket Can.
Well.
Going with him.
He's not me.
Rocket Can's going to be coming out of the.
See, Leon's like me.
Post.
He it's the complete and total Elton John connection. That's
there
why
you
he said it. Right?
Exactly. You're right. Absolutely.
30 to 1 odds. I like your chances, Leon. Go enjoy the weekend.
Appreciate it.
All right, Leon.
We continue on this Friday edition of XL Primetime. Mia, Matt, and JJ. Joe already off on PGA Tour duties. Let's hear some more from our nooners as far as not only your taco, margarita, and big hair heavy metal Friday suggestions, but what are your thoughts on the Jaguars' impending moves for a new or renovated stadium? Where would you like to see, perhaps, a new stadium be built in the Jacksonville area? We're not going down that road. Don't worry. If they were to go in the direction of a new stadium, what would you like to see in said new stadium? Where perhaps could it be built? We'll dive into that coming up next right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Where beating and banging is no harm, no foul.
He got moved and moved him back.
Sunday at Kansas. Brought to you by Famous Automotive Tire and Quick Lube. Servicing every customer like they're famous. On Jacksonville's NASCAR station, 1010XL.
Beach towel? Check. Beach chair? Check. Sunscreen, sunglasses? Check and check. But before I head out to the beautiful beaches of Jacksonville, I need one more thing. Summer. And I'm in luck, because the Summer Starts Here sales event is going on now at Arlington Toyota. Mia here. Are you ready to map out your summer? It all starts at Arlington, where you'll get hot deals on even hotter Toyotas during the Summer Starts Here sales event. Even better, Arlington has over 300 new Toyotas available. And with every new purchase, you'll get Arlington's lifetime warranty. That's unlimited time and miles. So wherever the road takes you this summer, the beach, the mountains, camping under the stars, Summer starts here at Arlington Toyota. I think this is going to be your best summer yet. But don't wait. The sun sets on this sale. When the sun sets on this sale, it's gone for good. So get to Arlington Toyota and start your summer the best way with the Summer Starts Here sales event. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Hey, I know we love our happy hours, but have you been to Mr. Chubby's Wings for lunch lately?
Yep, their new specials are awesome. I eat lunch there all the time.
I went this week and got wings, a drink, and chips for $8.
As usual, the best prices in town. You can't hardly find anyone doing $8 lunch anymore.
I know. I'm saving my money for the weekends with $8 lunch specials.
Save your money for the weekends. Enjoy $8 lunch specials Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 3 locations serving you for all sports all year. Mr. Chubby's Wings, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mia here. We've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. You heard it here. They have revamped their online casino at MyBookie, and it is awesome. Dive into truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your home. Take advantage of weekly blackjack tournaments and a brand new collection of high-end games for a chance at real cash rewards. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in your hands. Your adventure at the MyBookie Casino begins today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. That's promo code 1010XL to secure yourself a sweet deposit bonus. And that's not all, because their revamped loyalty program ensures that you'll be showered with rewards, including free spins, cashback offers, and a host of exclusive VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win. Sign up today at MyBookie and check out their revamped online casino. Play anytime, anywhere with the MyBookie Casino.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
The Sawgrass Marriott Golf Resort and Spa is the perfect place for indulging in a pampering spa treatment. This Mother's Day season, give the gift of wellness with a gift card and take advantage of the spa's current promotion. Buy a $75 gift card or more and guests get a credit towards a future service. With healing massages, revitalizing facial treatments, and more, a day at the Sawgrass Spa makes a perfect gift for everyone. Purchase in person at Sawgrass Spa during operating hours.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 5th, 1969, Milwaukee Bucks signed #1 draft pick UCLA center Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem still holds the record for most points scored in NBA history.
'Tis the season to be cool. Florida Home AC wants to make sure you're not cooked like a Christmas goose this summer. Make sure your AC unit is ready for the heat, and if it's time to look at replacement, look for quality and value. You'll get that from Florida Home AC. And right now, take advantage of $1,750 off a brand new heating and AC unit. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com for all the details and trust a company that will always keep you cool. Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars.
Hey folks, you ever search why Shark Coatings is the best? Well, one of the many reasons is our polyurea. We don't just buy it from anyone who has it in stock. We custom blend ours, specializing between summer and winter blend, providing you with the best product for our area. After grinding the concrete, that polyurea will form a permanent bond at the molecular level and will not pull away like epoxy. With Shark Coatings, not only will your garage look awesome, but your pool deck, patio, or driveway will too. See how Shark Coatings can make a difference for you. Call, click, or text today.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville and with Supercross down at Daytona on the Brain. Greg, what is the hottest off-road in the showroom?
Oh, the new CRF 450 Works Edition. It is a nice machine. You got to check it out. Also have lots of side-by-sides. Continue to be smoking hot. Great place to spend some time with family and friends.
That is the thing right now, right?
It is. It is very popular, and I tell you, it gets people outdoors and relaxing with their friends.
Come check out their inventory of side-by-sides on Atlantic near Regency, Cycles of Jacksonville, and online, cyclesofjacksonville.com.
It's a unique gift idea and a popular way to add fun and personality to any wedding environment. Mystic Cornhole Company builds custom, high-quality boards right here in Jax. Visit the shop on Phillips Highway or check out their designs at mysticcornhole.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So another potential quarterback is now off the list for the Florida Gators. Peyton Thorne of Michigan State, started the last 2 years at Michigan State, has committed to Auburn. So my guess is he's going to be Auburn's quarterback because the Auburn quarterback room right now is very, very limited. And that leaves basically one quarterback out there right now that's really worthy of adding, and that's probably Casey Thompson. He played in Nebraska last year, started in Nebraska last year. The year before, shared time with Hudson Card at Texas. He's probably the only guy worth it unless something crazy happens and a starter leaves for one reason or another as a graduate transfer. Again, if you're not in the portal as a underclassman, I guess it's the under or upperclassman who hasn't graduated yet, if you weren't in by April 30, you cannot transfer and be eligible for the 2023 season unless you are a graduate transfer. So if you've got a fifth-year senior somewhere, or who knows, sometimes these guys graduate in 3 years. It's impressive. If you are a graduate, you can play right away in 2023.
Moreover, this means there's one less potential quarterback out there that the Florida Gators could throw a Hail Mary at.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the first thing I said is now you're really down to Casey Thompson. That's where you're at right now if you're Florida.
I haven't really asked you, what do you make of, and I apologize, Gator fans, that I'm not as familiar with the recruiting scene as I probably should be. The one quarterback who is technically a sophomore, but they're saying he's going to reclassify potentially, the quarterback, and he could be
the kid down south in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know enough about him. He's a lefty. I know that. I've seen a little film on him. He looks pretty good. I think he was a freshman this past season, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and he's getting homeschooled, which is going to allow him to reclassify. I don't know about all that. I mean, allegedly you're getting your savior next year with DJ Lagway, so I don't know about all that.
And that was the other thing that I heard is, like, you're trying to keep DJ Lagway happy, and so that's where rolling with Graham Mertz this year is not the worst plan to keep Lagway happy.
I don't know about that. He's got to win games, man. They can't, like, if something crazy happens and they're the same team that played Oregon State, I mean, that's not good. It's not a good look. Again, I've said it over and over and over. They're not going to pay him $32 million and make him walk, but it's not a good situation to be in if you have back-to-back just average and then below average years. So he needs to win games, and I've been saying this all along. I just don't know that Mertz is the guy that's going to win you games, especially with that schedule they have. It's a brutal schedule.
Before we took our last break, I did ask the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, to send us your thoughts on what a new stadium for the Jaguars would look like, whether that's renovated or in a different location, either downtown or maybe somewhere else entirety. And we appreciate those who have chimed in, not only on the text line, but also, are we calling it, JJ? What are we calling it? The chat? What's the name of it?
The Yahoo pop-off chat line. Yahoo!
I mean, again, with those chats, it really was Yahoo, so, you know.
If you missed yesterday's show, we are referring to the chat section of our YouTube live stream.
Matt just
misspoke and said Yahoo, and then
Yahoo.
I realized, well, it really is Yahoo.
And our great listener sent that in, and I haven't heard that Yahoo jingle in
Forever.
15 years.
Forever.
Congrats on still remembering that, sir.
So maybe we'll convince the sales team that is indeed what we should call it once
Right.
that property is sold by the good folks here at 1010.
You know what? If they can get Yahoo to,
let's head to the Yahoo
fork over
chat
some
line.
bucks, why not?
I appreciate Gary on the Yahoo chat line who says, I remember spending $40 to $60 in water just to keep cool. A great idea would be just to adjust the water prices. Not talking about the rest of the beverages. Please just make the water more affordable, regardless of what type of stadium you choose to either renovate or build. That we definitely agree with.
Well, if it's too hot, don't they give you, like, one free sip of water?
I think that's just Leon.
Oh.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just for Jaguar legends that are struggling with the heat.
The thing is, too, is I agree with you. I think both ideas should be out there, but I don't think there's any chance they build a new stadium here.
No, I
It's
don't
just-
either. The
they're go-
renovation
they're,
is.
They're going to be hard enough getting the money just for a renovation, much
Right.
less $2 billion for a new. I mean, unless Shaw decides, okay, it's going to cost $2.4 billion. I'm going to put in $2 billion. You put in $500 million. Then maybe. But it's no. I mean, no. I was telling JJ during the break that back in '94, when the idea of the stadium, and they knew they had to do it to get an NFL team, and they basically just redid everything other than the upper deck, the one upper deck. There were ideas of putting it out by the corner of 95 and 295, out by the JTB area, and everybody was like, "That's way too far out." Think about that now. Way too far. That's not even. It's like literally hop, skip, and a jump right now. So I mean, I don't know where they would put it. Even if they did do a new one, it'd have to be right next to it. I don't think you can go. I know your idea, JJ, is to go out and make it like a Foxborough somewhere in Clay County or St.
somewhere
John's.
with a lot of
but
land.
Yeah,
Make it a whole event, a place to go and shop, and maybe even in the off season, people would want to go there. Bars around, places to park and
But
have
that's
fun.
why-
like Philly did with that little area they have.
And
next
like
to,
New England.
But that's also why, their thought process is if there's already the shipyards and all these other investments downtown, then why wouldn't you want to build the stadium there, renovate the current stadium, and then just keep it all down
They
there?
can keep talking about downtown this and downtown sucks, man. Like they're not doing anything to change that. It is what it is. People don't want to go there. It's trashy. So build it somewhere nice.
Right, but it's not a place to be downtown because there's been no investment in it. You've got to invest in it, man. You can't just say, "Oh, maybe one day it'll be better." No, it's not going to be better one day unless you actually invest some revenue in it.
Okay, but entrepreneurs have to do that. Business owners have to do that. You can't just be like, "Oh, the local government's saying they're investing." It's like more tax money
Well,
there. We've
Shot
seen
is
how
he's
that
built-
works.
He's building
It's
the Four
terrible.
Seasons.
All right. I mean, how many locals are going to be staying at the Four Seasons? I mean, what does that matter?
Well, so it's not just Shot either, because correct me if I'm wrong, there's also further property along
You'll
the
stay at
river
night.
that there's a separate.
I won't stay a night.
There's further property along the St. Johns River that another investor has already purchased and is planning on putting apartment complexes, putting restaurants and stores.
Okay.
So that's further up. That's like, I believe, a little bit past Maxwell. And so that area is being developed by someone outside of the Jaguars. But obviously, having those two entities investing, the more people who invest, A, the cheaper it is because there's going to be less land to build on, and B, then everybody wins, and maybe downtown isn't as lame as some suggest. 0361 is right in the same.
It's not just lame, it's gross. It's
It
nasty.
is. It is. If they could do what Orlando did downtown, it would be really nice. That area around the new arena in Orlando is beautiful. The Orlando downtown is much better than it was 20 years ago, 25 years ago. I mean, like night and day better.
0361 agrees. Building a stadium at 295 and 95, south end of town. Northwest of that intersection, there is land that has nothing on it. It is waiting for a Jaguar stadium. I also had thrown out, if you were to build a brand new one, that E-Town area, there's certainly a lot of land out there. But again, this is obviously all hypothetical.
It's also still Duval County. If you could get it somewhere like where someone's going to really give you some benefits, like the SJC,
Yeah.
then you might have a chance.
Yeah.
You might have a chance.
Again, this is just a exercise. We're just curious. If they were to build a brand new stadium, where would you like to see the Jaguars build said stadium here in town?
Safe to say, if you build it, they will come.
Yes.
Someone once said that.
Wow.
Not sure.
Are you
who.
making an Iowa reference, JJ LaSalle?
I wasn't trying to. Trust me. I didn't even think about it like that.
8361, of course, hits the nail on the head. I just feel like they should name whatever this newly renovated section is after Arden Key for all that he did to help
Yes.
build the team and the city. It will never, ever end. This
I mean,
one,
there's so much stuff you can like. New Orleans, New Orleans is what it is. Okay, but that the area around the stadium got a little better. When they redid it, then you got the casino down the street too, which is something that's really nice there in New Orleans. It's something like your point, JJ. Why would you go down there? Well, now you go down there because there's a casino.
If there's
there.
not a game, why am I going down?
So you could easily could you put a casino on the river here?
right, and that's what JD from the OP just suggested. Putting a Hard Rock Casino down there by the river would obviously open up some opportunity. Now that I'm watching Yellowstone, my first thought when I see casino is tax breaks via the Native American tribes, but obviously I don't think we have a lot of those available at our disposal in downtown Jacksonville for tax breaks. But I can tell you this, like in my conversations, like yes, this situation with the stadium is going to have to wait until after the mayoral election, which, of course, everyone should be voting and exercising their civic duty. But also, I think that it will be very fascinating to see with these renovations, once it is approved, to JJ's point, do you see more investors once the confirmation is there, the extension on the lease is their contract on the lease is extended, the Jaguars have committed, the city has committed to X, Y, and Z with regards to renovations downtown, then do you see more outside companies coming in and saying, now we'll build this, now we'll build a Hard Rock Casino?
So, yes, I think it's kind of a snowball. There's no doubt about it. I will say this, too, and JJ's talking about moving it out of downtown. There's one overriding reason why they're not going to move it out of downtown, and we were talking about it on the break, and someone on the text line brings it up. He says, just build it somewhere else from me. I would hate that traffic near me. That's what you're going to deal with. If you try and move that thing away from downtown and move it somewhere else,
where people
are going to complain about traffic. They're going to complain that it lowers the value of their homes. You're never going to get it out of downtown. No way.
I do enjoy the specific suggestions from the text line. Again, 641-1010, the number to reach us at. One person suggests the Regency Mall area, which obviously is sitting largely unoccupied right now.
Imagine the traffic, though, there.
Right.
Oh
Exactly.
my
That's what you
God.
run into. Cecile Field is 500 acres, already has roads on it, perhaps.
That's what I said. It's with, about by the question area out there, JJ. You can do it out there easy.
Build the stadium at Mayport, make it a beachfront stadium. That would be fascinating. And moreover, and we'll circle back with this. And Dell said it, and a couple of the others on the text line chimed in. Shad Khan says he's committed to building 4 Seasons downtown. And they've already built Daly's Place, which has obviously been a huge rousing success so far, at least in bringing in some top-tier talent for music performances. And so why would you build all that and then immediately move elsewhere? And so elsewhere within the city limits.
So you're like, could you chant St. John's? I don't think you can do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's saying, can you still say Duval if it's not in Duval County? They still call them the New York Jets.
It's true.
They still call them the New York Giants. You can still say Duval.
Derek from Indiana suggests in St. Augustine, would there be a large
There's
plot of
no
land?
room for anything in St. Augustine as is.
Yeah.
Maybe west of St. Augustine, west of the interstate, but
Right.
not,
Which then you're
not
basically
in St. Augustine proper.
Which
no
at
way.
that point you're almost fringing on Green Cove, like JJ alluded to.
Right.
I know Miles Jack has a farm down there. I don't know how many acres it is, but maybe we can.
Look, whatever they
circle
do
back.
at the
What kind of
stadium,
farm?
Oh, he's got like chickens and.
whatever they do at the
stuff,
stadium,
yeah.
it should be named Arden Key Stadium. I mean, let's be honest, right?
Yes, as long as it's
He did
Arden
build
Key.
the city.
As long as it's Arden Key Stadium, that's what really matters. This has been a very fun exercise, and of course, we appreciate hearing from our
Plus,
listeners.
the text line's going crazy.
Yeah, all you Jaguar fans, we do appreciate it. So please continue to hit us with your suggestions. We will probably circle back to this in the 2 o'clock hour today, and if not today, next week for certain. Obviously, once the Jaguars schedule is released and we hear about London games, and I am sure, of course, everyone will want to talk about the lease and when will London games end
course.
and all of that.
Can't we
fun
just
stuff.
put the practice facility and Daly's Place on a big truck and move it to wherever they build the
That's what they're
stadium?
gonna do with my
I've seen
house,
that
yeah.
works. I've seen it on the interstate. They have those houses on trucks.
Right, exactly. That's what they're gonna do with mine once I'm done living there. So why not? We are gonna though pivot to not college football, college baseball. We have some updates in the Alabama betting scandal going on within their baseball program. Their head coach dismissed earlier this week, terminated, as a matter of fact. We'll give you the details coming up next right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. From the west side to the beaches. 1010XL. Your hometown station.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler for 46 years, and this Mother's Day, we'd like to help you celebrate Mom with up to 40% off on our entire inventory. GIA certified diamonds, beautiful colored gemstones, designer brands, custom jewelry design, and Monahan Jewelers offers interest-free financing on any purchase. So get something special with a payment you can afford. Come experience your local family jeweler with a gift of fine jewelry for Mom. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
The Internal Revenue Service is reported to be receiving $80 billion in additional funding for the 2022 tax year for unpaid tax enforcement. There has never been a budget increase this large in the history of the IRS. All of this funding is for more revenue officers and collecting delinquent taxes. If you owe the IRS, you have a short time to get your tax issues resolved or face financial devastation. J. David Tax Law is right here in Jacksonville and provides tax relief for all personal payroll and sales tax problems. They've achieved thousands of successful outcomes for their clients, and that's why their reputation speaks for itself. If you have federal or state sales tax debt, do your research to see why J. David Tax Law is the most effective option to relieve your tax burden. Call J. David Tax Law at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777 or at jdavidtaxlaw.com.
At Sonny's, we don't dabble in barbecue. We aren't part-time pitmasters. Around here, barbecue is life, and this is our month. Come celebrate National Barbecue Month at Sonny's, where barbecue is all we've done for 55 years. Every Wednesday in May, get a $5.50 pork big deal or a $10 pork and rib combo. Available for dine-in, carry-out, or curbside pickup. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since '68.
Patriot Roofing Services, specializing in all types of commercial and residential roofing and repairs, gutters, sun tubes, skylights as well. 10-year workmanship warranty, financing available, military and senior citizen discounts, no subcontractors. Mention this ad at the time of the estimate and receive $500 off any new re-roof. Call Mark today, 982-4052, 982-4052, licensed and insured.
Hey guys, I'm Daniel Heilman from the brand new Fourscore Golf Tavern. We do elevated food, drinks, and golf simulator fun. If you're looking for a delicious meal or maybe a spot for a client, we have lunch specials every day. Need to entertain a few people from out of town? Easy. Just reserve one of our 4 simulator bays. Lunch service starts at 11 a.m. daily. Located in San Marcos Square, we'll see you at lunch at Fourscore Golf Tavern.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Houston, we do not have a problem. Houston's Meats is now carrying locally raised cattle from right here in Florida. Ground beef to steaks to even roasts, each cut is graded USDA choice and has been raised locally from birth to harvest. Houston's Meats at Main Street and 295.
Attention all business owners. The raining season is coming and it's important to ensure that your property storm drains are free from debris and functioning properly. That's where Duck Duck Rooter comes in. Our powerful VACCon truck can effectively clean out your storm drains and prevent costly damage to your property from flooding. Don't let clogged storm drains ruin your business and reputation. Call Duck Duck Rooter today to schedule a cleaning before the rains hit. 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
1010XL Draft Profiles are brought to you by Travel Camp RV Sales and Service and Perfect Rack Billiards in Murray Hill.
Jacksonville's 5th pick came in the 4th round, courtesy of Buffalo. Oklahoma State defensive end Tyler Lacey was a productive player for the Cowboys against the run, but needs to sharpen his pass rush skills to be an impact player in Duval. The plan for Tyler Lacey appears to be as a formidable backup on the D-line.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From roll-and lock bed covers to Lear toppers to cam locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
David here with Royal Pest Services. That grass is waking up from its winter nap. Royal is close to applying products that help bring it out of that dormancy. Our granular aeration allows treatment to get to the root system. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate. It's grow time!
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update.
I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. Congratulations to the Wolfson High School baseball team. There are 20 victories this year, the most wins in 20 years for the program. Wolfson found out today that they are the 5 seed in the Class 3A Region 1 playoffs. They will take on the 4 seed Fernandina Beach on Tuesday in Fernandina. The Bowles Bulldogs beat Tampa Jesuit 13-10 in the Class 1A Boys Lacrosse Final Four last night. Bowles will play St. Andrews from Boca Raton tomorrow in the state title game at 2:30. The Jacksonville Icemen have advanced to the second round of the Kelly Cup playoffs. The Icemen will play in the South Division Finals against the Florida Everblades. The puck drops at 7 o'clock tomorrow night downtown at the arena. 81 degrees at 2:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, we were just talking about this guy, and this broke about 5 minutes ago. Just a visit, but still interesting. Nebraska transfer quarterback Casey Thompson is expected to visit FAU next week, sources tell 247 Sports. The Owls head coach Tom Herman, which I didn't even know Tom Herman was there, initially recruited Thompson to Texas as part of the 2018 class. Obviously would be killed. The Gators would hate this if he ended up going to FAU. I mean,
well, I just don't know what else is out there.
Killer.
I mean, it's possible. Excuse me. It's possible that Grayson McCall graduates at Coastal Carolina and
with his degree in moonshine
tries to enroll as a graduate transfer. I don't know. There were, I don't. There's all kind of rumors and out on the internet about him and why he didn't go to Florida or Auburn. And I'm not even getting into that because I'm not spreading rumors like that. It's stupid.
If this kid had an opportunity to go to Florida,
I don't know.
I would assume he would go.
Well,
but
no, I don't know.
I
think
Tom Herman
it's
is
his.
there.
Well, it's his last year. Okay, he's already been in a mega program at Texas. It didn't work. He's been in a mega program at Nebraska. It didn't work. So why go to another mega program? Why not go with who you're comfortable with and Tom Herman? Yeah,
play all the games.
Yeah, play all the games. See if you can have a big season, and then
maybe
hop in the NFL draft and
somewhere,
see what happens. Right. See if you get picked in the draft. So I wouldn't be shocked at all if he ends up at FAU. I don't. It's if Florida adds someone now, it's more than likely going to be a grad transfer. That's probably what it's going to be. And I can't even. I'm looking at all these things. I'm not sure who it would be. It's going to have to be a surprise, no doubt about that.
Number one, again, Florida's quarterback situation. We circle back to you have Graham Mertz, and that's what you're doing. But also in terms of these transfer quarterbacks, let's go big picture. Casey Thompson potentially going to Auburn. We look at some of the other transfers. We talked about Ole Miss, Spencer Sanders and company. Which landing spot, similar to Jaden Daniels at LSU a year ago, Matt, do you look at and say, ooh, they could have instant success with that transfer quarterback?
Of the transfer quarterbacks this year?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't.
Because Casey Thompson, lest we forget, transferred once before, and we thought that he would help Nebraska, and obviously part of that was a coaching change.
There's put it this way, there's nothing like Caleb Williams. There's nothing like that where you're going to go, oh, yeah, that guy's going to play really well, or Jaden Daniels or anything like that. There's nothing. I can't think of anything like that where you're like, okay, this is going to be maybe Sam Hartman at Notre Dame. You would think that he could, at the very least, play well there because he had such success at Wake. But remember, that was a specific offense set up around him, and I don't know what Notre Dame's doing with that offense. The new offensive coordinator, I don't know if they're going to try that slow mesh just to make it comfortable for Sam, or they're going to try something else, and then all of a sudden Sam's not in the same offense. And then how does he react to that? So there certainly are guys out there that programs sign, and it was a big deal when they signed them. I just don't know that you're going to get a mega impact type of player. I didn't see one this year.
Before we pivot to baseball, FAU football. Yay, nay? I mean, is that a downgrade? Like, is that essentially going to a mid-major?
No, that's what I was telling JJ. I think he's been in a mega program at Texas. It didn't work. He was there for 3 years. He was at Nebraska, another mega program. It didn't work. He played well, and Matt Rule went in there and said, no, I'm going with Jeff Sims, the former Jacksonville kid, who's got a ton of potential. So why go out again in another mega program when you're going to be competing with? I mean, you should be able to beat out Graham Mertz, but you're going to be competing with Graham Mertz for the job when you just go down to FAU, the coach you're comfortable with him, you're comfortable with his offense. You don't have to learn a brand new offense in a matter of 2 or 3 months.
Beautiful campus.
Yes, beautiful campus.
Just went to the
Nice
Final
area
Four.
down there.
I forgot about that.
You start, you play, 12, 13 games. You try and have a big year, and you see what happens with the draft.
I keep forgetting that Willie Taggart is no longer the head coach at FAU. I keep forgetting that it's now Tom Herman, the former head coach at Texas. Let's go to Alabama. Let's go to Tuscaloosa. Head baseball coach Brad Bohannon fired on Thursday amid widespread investigation into suspicious betting activity. That occurred 6 days ago when the Crimson Tide were taking on rival LSU. JJ, you've been really locked in on this the last 24 hours. Walk us through how on earth a head baseball coach was able to be involved in some suspicious betting activity in the middle of one of his own games.
Okay, so this is all we know. A lot of what I have been talking about is major speculation. But we know that this guy had contact on April 28th with someone who, that someone we just found out is a former high school baseball coach, so obviously a friend of his. This was at Ohio's Great America Ballpark, which, how ironic that, Cincinnati Red great Pete Rose not allowed in the Hall of Fame because of gambling. Now they have a sports book at that ballpark. Anyways, so I guess he called this guy, told him, he being the manager of Alabama, called his buddy, told him, by the way, this is me speculating, saying, hey, we have a starter who's getting scratched at the last minute. Probably nobody knows about it yet. It probably hasn't reflected on the odds of the game. Bet on LSU or something like that. And so this guy made a bet, and we're assuming it was big enough for, red flags to go up on an Alabama baseball game in Ohio. There's probably only like 5 to 10 people in the entire state of Ohio who even bet on that game. So if someone's betting like in the thousands of dollars on something like this, that's a huge red flag. That causes them to investigate. That causes them to look at even the security footage. They have it that this guy was, contacting the coach while he was at the sports book. We know that. So obviously this guy was giving some sort of insider information about his team, and I'm assuming it was, something negative about his team causing you to bet on LSU, the number one team in the nation.
So ESPN is reporting that sportsbook surveillance video indicated that the person who placed the bets was communicating with Bohannon at the time.
Right.
Now, you have your idea of what it is. I kind of go a little bit darker for some reason. I think he was communicating with a
Hockham's razor is
bookie,
my thing, which is
bookie
just
he
go
owed
with
money
what
to.
seems most obvious.
Well,
I think he was communicating with a bookie.
You think the former baseball coach is someone
Shark.
he owed money to?
Yeah, someone he owed money to.
If you're wondering, for our nooners,
God, I hope not.
If you're wondering exactly what transpired on the field that may have also raised some red flags, Alabama's scheduled starting pitcher, their ace, Luke Holman, was suddenly scratched before the game because of back tightness.
Exactly. So that was my point.
Yeah.
So he could have called his friend and say, hey, listen, this isn't public knowledge yet, but the starting pitcher for our team, our ace, is not going to be pitching. So before the odds, go into the LSU's favor when this news is made public, go put a bet down.
Right.
So,
especially when he's being replaced by a sophomore who hasn't started since March 16th.
And if that happened, you're betting against your own club. Like, you're never going to work in this business again, man. You're done. And the feds are going to be after you now. You could go to prison for this.
His name was connected somehow, right?
They must have interviewed the guy.
Because the surveillance video indicated
that
the person who placed the bet was communicating with Bohannon. Well, video's not going to
tell you who he's on the phone with.
Tell you who's on the phone with.
No, that's.
I thought I read somewhere that he had his name somewhere on the slip or something like that. No.
That would be
couldn't have been
probably
that dumb.
impossible because he's not even in the same state. What I think probably happened is this guy put a huge bet down, and by huge, it doesn't have to be $10,000, but for a game like that, huge could be $1,000.
Right.
And so they probably interviewed the guy, the feds did, and dude, if you're just a former baseball coach, like making a bet for your buddy who coaches Alabama, he's not a criminal, a real criminal. So, like, when the feds come knocking at your door and they say, hey, bro, we got you, they're spilling the beans instantly. Like, this guy is gave away the Alabama's coach's name like instantly if the feds asked him questions. So I guarantee that's what
quickly
happened.
they did. It was literally during the series. I think it was like literally
Like
right
that
after
weekend.
the series that weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, so I bet it took a phone call or somebody knocking on his door, a federal agent. That's all it took for him to give it up.
By the way, further context.
Obviously, that's me. This is all speculation.
Further
obviously.
context into NCAA baseball betting. FanDuel National Organization didn't accept a single bet on the game.
Exactly. So, like, in the state of Ohio, there's probably one guy that made a bet that year.
And
or
he
that
makes
week. And
thousands
it's-
of dollars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Huge red flag.
Right. And again, it's just another, and again, we said this yesterday. I don't want to tie together the murder that was linked to the Alabama basketball program to now what's happening the Alabama baseball program, because they're obviously apples and oranges, but nonetheless, it's not a great look for the Crimson Tide. This is a great look, though, thanks to our good friend Dell, our Photoshop man, on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. The funny part is, Matt, and Dell, I know you're listening, Greg, one of our sales guys, as I was getting my lunch ready in the break room in the last break, said, Arden Key Stadium has a nice ring to it. Little did we know that Dell was cooking up his latest edit for us. We do appreciate everybody sending their suggestions, ideas, no matter how pie in the sky they are, where a Jaguar stadium would succeed here in the Jacksonville area. So keep those coming, not only on the text line at 641-1010, but also on our YouTube page and the Yahoo Pop-Off chat line. Before we take our next break.
The Yahoo Pop-Off chat line. Yahoo!
Of course, it's the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Well, yeah, the Yahoo pop-off line is on YouTube.
Right.
Totally different. We don't have a sponsor.
But there's a lot of people.
Let's make very certain.
Yes. Not now. Maybe in the future.
Yes.
Bosses, if you're listening, look at all this interaction right now, courtesy of our Nooners. We love you guys. We also love this opportunity we have for you, do we not, JJ?
Absolutely. So this is one of my favorite comedians, actually, folks. Brian Regan will be here this weekend, May 14th. Next weekend, excuse me. May 14th. I have a pair of tickets to see him at the Florida Theater. This guy's amazing. He's a genius. I'm serious. He's clean, too. So if you want to bring your kids, you can do that. But I love this guy. Be caller number 4 right now at 641-1010.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
What is this?
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
We have hope. Rebellions are built on hope.
With the power to save the planet. Or at least sports radio in Jacksonville.
They are requesting a call sign. It's
1010XL.
Attention car buyers, are you noticing markups on vehicles on dealer lots? Well, come to Key Buick GMC, where we never have markups on our vehicles. Ask for Derek or Brian, where we have fair value pricing, no additional markups, as well as the only Buick GMC dealer with a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new Buicks and GMCs. That's only at Key Buick GMC. We are professional grade across from Tinseltown on the corner of South Side and Gate, or go to our website, keybuickgmc.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
All year long you'll be singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Now is the time to stay cooler with Bueller. Now through May 15th, we are offering a special promotion on a brand new Carrier heating and air conditioning system. You can beat the heat for as low as $119 per month with approved credit. Call today and remember to stay cooler with Bueller.
Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
There's a new butcher in town. We're talking a vacuum marinating, sausage grinding, take and bake siding, value pricing, full service butcher. And our name is Southern Steer.
Now open in Ortega. For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
You've been waiting for the big reveal. Listen to 1010XL all day May 11th for the big reveal. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services and renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors. The off-season rolls on with Tire Outlet and 1010XL.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous, don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Northeast Florida's highest-rated residential home electrical contractor is American Electrical, providing unsurpassed quality in Duval, St. Johns, Clay, and Nassau counties. No matter your electrical problem or project, large or small, American Electrical will get it done at a price that's right. High-quality electrician, that's who they are. Trusted company that's been on the First Coast for decades, proudly serving the community while being a big part of the community. Call American Electrical for all your electric needs at 737-7770. Wired right at a fair price.
Are you looking for increased privacy and protection for your family and pets? Look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Superior Fence and Rail is Jacksonville's top-rated fence company, delivering the highest quality fence products. They'll treat your property as if it's their own. So get off the fence and get your privacy back. Call Superior Fence and Rail today for your on-site estimate.
When you're on the fence, about fenceandrail.com.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows in $2.95.
You dream it, we build it. Construction solutions and supply. Gather the family when it's time to retire. Enjoy the warmth of a cozy fire. Now we're cooking in the great outdoors. That's what outdoor kitchens are for. You dream it, we build it. CSS.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. It's a big hair, heavy metal Friday on XL Primetime.
Ronnie James Dio? Oh, my God.
I just love that 3 hours ago, we're sitting in the pre-production room. Even like 4 hours ago, Joe texted and he's like, I don't think we're going to be able to find any Big Hair, Heavy Metal Friday, Cinco de Mayo music.
Couldn't have been more wrong.
We
What's it called
unlocked
again?
this whole lockbox.
What's it called?
Metalachi. That's the name of the band.
JJ's going to ask them to perform at his wedding.
And this is Holy Diver,
If
obviously.
you can find them singing like Dokken or Queensryche, it'll be like the all-timer.
We have Breaking the Law, Thunderstruck, Separate Ways. We're Not Gonna Take It, which we always end our show on Fridays.
Are we going to end it with that one?
Yeah. More Than Words? Who's
That's
that?
extreme. That's a slow one, though.
Rock and Roll All Night, Welcome to the Jungle, we already played. Santeria, which is a Sublime song. And, yeah, they got a ton, dude.
And they are based in L.A. You are seeing that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
Not shocked by that.
I was optimistic. Maybe we could fly them out.
Yeah,
they are on
get 'em on the
Instagram
show.
too.
Fly them out.
They have like.
They're also sponsored.
Some of their songs have like 1 million views on YouTube.
Of course they do. Yes.
They have 25,000 followers on Instagram. They also are sponsored by Screwball Whiskey, which I am actually a fan of.
That's the peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah, yep.
Love
which
that.
is like the most random. Like you are a mariachi heavy metal band,
Peanut
you're
butter whiskey.
sponsored by peanut butter whiskey. Yeah.
The American Dream.
By the way, here we go. Where are they playing for Cinco de Mayo? Yucaipa Music Festival in California. They open the show. They're an opener? No, they should be the headliner.
That's sad.
Totally free show, though, JJ.
By the way, completely
You're gonna
away
get your
from,
money's worth.
Completely away from what we're talking about. The NFL Network is showing the '84 game between the Raiders and the Seahawks, the Bo Jackson game, and my God, Bo
knows.
If he would have been committed, he didn't get hurt really. If he didn't get hurt, and he'd have been unbelievable.
Did you see the picture of him with Jameer Gibbs?
Yeah.
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 What do you think? I didn't even get to ask you that really as we recap the draft over the course of this week.
Strange.
Jameer Gibbs, Bijan Robinson. How are those two fits? Having watched them as much as you did in college, Matt.
I think they're both terrific players. I love Jameer Gibbs. I just thought that's really high at 12. Really high. I mean, he's fast. He's probably the fastest guy in college football last year. But, man, that's high for a guy that's 5'9", 195, maybe 200, 5'10". That's, wow.
Was Jack Campbell high at 18 as well?
No, yes, it was like in the idea of where he should go. I love Jack Campbell, love him. Think he's going to be like a 10, 12-year guy in the league. Love him, great player.
Yeah, same. Go Hawks. But no, let's kind of talk a little about the Lions because then I do want to pivot to the Colts because we have some news coming out of their rookie camp that is currently ongoing. The Jaguars rookie camp, of course, is next week. But the Lions really went kind of backwards, Matt, at least according to modern-day conventional wisdom. They go running back, then they go linebacker, then they go tight end, then they go safety, and then they go quarterback. When you look back at that, and obviously time will tell how each of those picks pans out, but what was the strategy aside from Dan Campbell is a football guy and an old school guy?
I don't know that there is a strategy. I think the strategy to me looks like they're just trying to get the best players. They're trying to get the best players that they've seen, which is why they went back in the first round last year for Jameson Williams, which might end up, backfiring on them. But you look, they got Gibbs in the first round. They got Jack Campbell in the first round. Laporta at 34.
Which
Laporta's
is a steal.
a great pick
That's
at
a
34. Brian Branch at 45, which I'm not big on Brian Branch as a corner, but a safety definitely.
And they need the help in the back.
And then Hendon Hooker. Look at the guys they got. They literally got guys that were terrific in college football. This is the one thing I don't like about the NFL. Sometimes it's overanalysis and it's a paralysis by analysis, and you try to think too much. And just draft the guy that was good in college. Draft the guy that dominated in college. More times than not, that guy's going to be pretty good or really good in the NFL. And that's you look at what they did their first. I'd even throw Hooker in there, but certainly their first 40 picks, in the first 45. Every one of those guys was good in college, like elite in college.
Was Josh Downs good in college?
He was tremendous in college.
Okay. So he is obviously selected by the Indianapolis Colts, their new rookie wide receiver. According to Stephen Holder of ESPN, the Colts writer out there in Indiana, Downs, on day one of rookie camp, says that he went out to catch balls from Anthony Richardson in the hotel parking lot last night. They didn't want to waste any time. His first impression of the former Florida quarterback, his arm is crazy.
I mean, it's not surprising. It's not surprising. I mean, Josh Downs is not the biggest guy. He's 175 pounds, but in 2 seasons, the last 2 seasons at North Carolina, he played 3. The first year he didn't really play in the COVID season. But in 2022 and 2021, he had 94 catches last year, 101 catches in 2021, 19 touchdowns. So he's a volume guy, no doubt about it.
So as we talk about what you just said, draft guys that were good in college. Your tape is your resume.
Not all the time. I think too often, I guess is the best way to put it. Too often, I think you're trying to find, the diamond in the rough. Just pick the guy that showed it.
So what do you make of the Colts selecting a Josh Downs, a Julius Brents, a Adebawore, a Darius Rush, but then also an Anthony Richardson as their quarterback?
I like every one of those picks, and I'm okay with Anthony Richardson. I've been the guy who says I don't think he's going to make it, and I'd love to see him make it. I don't think he's going to. It's going to have to be a just colossal jump from where he was in college, and maybe it's just simply he only started 13 career games. Maybe it's just simply he needs reps, and I could buy that. That's fine. Let's see it. I'd love to see it work for him. He's a great kid. But yeah, I liked every one of those picks. I liked every one of them. And they were all guys that played at an elite level in college.
Another note from this year's draft class and the draft process is that there's a lot of folks on the timeline, on the Twitter machine, now talking about how much will future quarterback prospects be preparing for the S2 test after what happened to C.J. Stroud. Obviously, at the end of the day, nothing happened. He just went number 2 overall, so I'd say he made out, pretty okay. But at the same time, there's people suggesting that, number one, people need to find out what the S2 actually is, and moreover, will prospects train for that Although I'm not really sure anybody trained for the Wonderlic mat.
So they've been given the be it the S2 or a different cognition test for years now. This wasn't the first year. I think it's the first time it became as big of a deal as it was. I'll tell you this: when C.J. Stroud was picked, I mean, you saw him putting the hat on in the mirror. He was emotional. He was crying, and I don't think it was because it's my dream to play in the NFL. I think it was, you know what? Screw you guys. Tell me I'm going to fall because of some stupid test when my tape, everything on my tape shows I'm the only guy that absolutely annihilated that Georgia defense. So, yeah, I believe me, I thought that was ridiculous. At the end of the day, it's what's his decision-making on the field. What does this tape show his decision-making is on the field? You can use any test you want, but I don't know how that translates to the NFL, to football field. And I know there are people out there who say, well, because it's decision-making, I don't agree with it. I want a guy who's on the field, making the throws and making decisions on the field in a game when it's 3rd and 9 to 4th quarter. You got to have him. That's what I want. If you can have a guy that answers so many questions and gets a score of 40 on the S2, fine. Go ahead, take him. I don't care. I want the guy who's done it when the bullets are flying.
By the way, as was expected, JJ's going to start laughing. A bunch of reporters are at Colts rookie minicamp, and one of them, at @NateAtkins_, tweeted out, "Here's Anthony Richardson's first throw as a Colt."
Was it end over end?
Just a little low.
The guy's only about 12 yards away from him, too.
But we asked Coach Campo this yesterday.
It's a long journey, man.
I want to ask you this,
Is
Matt.
it not a good throw?
I mean, it was a little low, and the guy's about 12 yards away from him. And it's not even a route. They're literally just throwing back and forth.
And listen, we love our guy Denny. We would never, ever.
No, it's not anything to do with Denny. Denny got him to where he is. Now it's up to him.
Yeah.
It's
Every
literally up to
time
him
we
now.
talk about AR, we don't have to
I
mention
know.
Denny.
That's
And,
also true.
I'm, homies with the guy.
Right.
I get it. He's his coach, but, I question the pick, and I think that we're going to be proven right.
So let's end with this then. We asked Coach Campo yesterday for which of the other 3 teams in the AFC South got better in the draft. Which one of them had the best draft? Of the other 3 teams, JJ and Matt, who for you stands out?
Houston.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't say Houston. I mean, that's...
A lot of people have said they gave up too much to go back
I
up.
agree. I agree with that, but just based on the roster they had and the roster they have now, it's way better because of that.
Right, and not only that, if you feel like you've got a franchise quarterback in C.J. Stroud, I didn't say Bryce Young this time. If you feel like you have a guy like that can be your 10-year, 12-year guy, 14-year guy, that alone makes it a great draft. Now you might have a guy who's going to get you 7, 8, 9, 10, or more sacks a year. What if you have that guy, too, along with that? So did you really give up too much? If you get those 2 pieces, those 2 critical pieces in the NFL where it is a passing league, it's a quarterback league. The number 1 thing is get a quarterback. Number 2 thing is to get after the quarterback. They got both of them in one draft. So I don't know if you get 2 guys that are elite, then you didn't give up. You could never give up too much for that. Never.
We give our Kentucky Derby final predictions ahead of tomorrow's fastest 2 minutes in sports coming up next on a Friday edition of XL Primetime. Keep those song suggestions coming as well. A Cinco de Mayo inspired Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday. Don't go anywhere.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
Now he's going to run. It's a draw. He's across the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
I'm Mark Brunell on 1010XL.
Home of the Jaguars.
Honda has done it again with their all-new exciting SUV and truck lineup for 2023. HRV, Pilot, Passport, Ridgeline trucks, and our popular CRV Hybrid. This is without a doubt Honda's most impressive lineup. Visit your local Honda dealer today. We're dealing.
Sports injuries are a common issue for both adults and children. Dr. George Barry here, and as a specialist in orthopedic care, the team at Barry Orthopedics and Sports Medicine here in Jacksonville provides comprehensive diagnosis and treatment of all types of sports injuries. With additional training in sports medicine and more than 30 years of experience, the team is available to care for your entire family and help you have fun and stay active. Visit us today at barryorthopedics.com.
And don't forget to check out Breaking Bones Sunday morning, 7:30 on 1010XL.
Do you have a lift station at your business? Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services would love to be your maintenance provider. Give us a call for a quote today, 904-862-6769, or online at duckrooter.com.
You love free. And at Ameris Bank, so do we. That's why we're proud to offer worry-free, hassle-free Ameris Bank free checking. Manage your money your way with convenient access to digital, mobile, and telephone banking, all with no monthly service fee or minimum balance requirements. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. For more information or to open an account, visit our local bankers in person or online at amerisbank.com/free checking. Other fees such as overdraft fees may apply. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, Matt Hayes here. Purchasing a new home cooling system has never been easier. With Fenwick Home Services Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, Fenwick's experts will develop a custom solution for your home, including no-hassle financing. Your new system will be backed by Fenwick's up to 10-year worry-free warranty. That's 10 years, and it will be installed as soon as the next day. Don't spend another summer season sweating through breakdowns and high utility bills. Book online at FenwickEasyBook.com. That's Fenwick, the letters EasyBook.com.
Join XL Primetime live Wednesday, May 10th at an open house for CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living on Edgewood Court. Get live grill and pizza oven demos, free food and drinks, and see their new outdoor living displays from noon to 3.
Come to Bowden Eye for all your eye care needs. Hicken here. Did you know that diabetes is a leading cause of blindness and affects up to 34 million Americans? Please don't take diabetes lightly. If you have diabetes, see your favorite Bowden Eye doc and save your vision. Bowden Eye is dedicated to the protection and preservation of the treasured gift of sight. Bowden Eye & Associates. Visit today for your personal consultation. Keeping the First Coast focused. New location now open off County Road 210 in St. Johns County.
Hey guys, I'm Daniel Heilman from the brand new Fourscore Golf Tavern. We do elevated food, drinks, and golf simulator fun. If you're looking for a delicious meal or maybe a spot for a client, we have lunch specials every day. Need to entertain a few people from out of town? Easy. Just reserve one of our 4 simulator bays. Lunch service starts at 11 a.m. daily. Located in San Marcos Square, we'll see you at lunch at Fourscore Golf Tavern.
Servicing every customer like they're famous. But what does that mean for you? It comes down to the famous philosophy. You'll find a consistency at all 20 locations in friendly service, honest pricing, and realistic time expectations. They know when you find someone you trust to maintain your vehicle, keep it running right, and lasting longer, you'll stick with them. And that's the famous philosophy at Famous Automotive in Quick Lube. Ask about a fleet account for your business.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler for 46 years, and this Mother's Day we'd like to help you celebrate Mom with up to 40% off on our entire inventory. GIA certified diamonds, beautiful colored gemstones, designer brands, custom jewelry design, and Monahan Jewelers offers interest-free financing on any purchase. So get something special with a payment you can afford. Come experience your local family jeweler with a gift of fine jewelry for Mom. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinsky. The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Prime Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
David here with Royal Pest Services. That grass is waking up from its winter nap. Royal is close to applying products that help bring it out of that dormancy. Our granular aeration allows treatment to get to the root system. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate. It's grow time!
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a big hair, heavy metal Friday on XL Primetime.
Do you know what song it is, Nooners?
You definitely do.
Of course I do. He's also sprung from cages on Highway 9 or Highway 18, depending which direction you're going in. That's Bon Jovi.
See,
This is Metalachi.
You could have impressed me if they did like the voice box. That would have been good. That would have been good.
So apparently they have performed at Rockville.
Yes, and Pat from Mandarin on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, has drank with them.
Yes, said very good guys.
So,
love that.
Hey, Pat, if you want to hook JJ up for his wedding, I think Metalachi would be a tremendous addition this August.
Which, by the way, wedding bands, not cheap, folks.
Yeah, what's been the most surprising
We're talking like
expense?
$5-6 grand.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What's been the most surprising expense?
Wait,
that.
$5-6 grand for bands?
An 8-piece though. It's like multiple singers and percussion. They're doing lap music too. You know, my girl's Latin, so there's a Spanish singer involved. It's easily the most, it's more than the venue.
Bro, DJ.
DJ is so lame. I've been to weddings with DJs. I've been to weddings with live band, and I'm telling you, the live band sets it off. It's totally different.
All right.
Although I will say I went to a wedding once with the live band where there was some miscommunication.
Oh, no.
And so the band...
About what songs were
No,
supposed to be
so
played?
the band stood around during the speeches, and the father may or may not have gone 26 minutes in his speech.
Oh, my God.
I timed
Somebody, you got to start playing the awards music
But
to play them off the stage
here's the
at
problem.
around minute 5.
They were just standing there. They weren't playing. And then as soon as the speeches were done, they were like, all right, it's time to go eat. And so they played 2 songs, and then all of a sudden they're like, we're taking a break now. And the bride went over to them.
Oh, because that was part of the time allotment that they were supposed to play? My God.
Yes, because the groom came up to me, and he's like, should I tell them I'm not paying? Because then it happened again.
Yeah, exactly.
Later in the night, they were like, well, we wasted all that time, and we're just really, we need a break.
Oh, no, this band we're getting official.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad. Don't get one of those crazy Lake Placid bands.
Are they going to play any talking?
Yeah, we should have asked.
Right,
they do learn a few.
I bet they do. Yeah.
Songs, at your request. Also, we were planning on maybe going to the Bahamas for a quick couple days after the wedding.
Yeah.
Thinking our main honeymoon will be in Italy, months down the line. We need to save up and get ready for that. I didn't realize, which I should have, I'm an idiot, that you need a passport. So I'm quickly trying to renew my passport that hasn't been valid for a few years now, and it's not a great thing.
Because you went to
now I'm worried that we might not get it in time.
You went to Puerto Rico,
which you don't need a passport for Puerto Rico.
Okay.
So, texters, let me know fastest way to renew my passport. Is it through the mail?
If one of you works for the
government,
deputy
help
clerk,
me out.
you can also help JJ
Wait,
out.
isn't Kevin a Fed? Can't he
Oh,
help
yeah.
out?
What the hell?
No, he's not currently. He's.
But he is a federale, is he not?
Put a word in.
I mean, he's working in a different department, but
Tell him to call Biden and get this handled.
JJ LaSelva needs his passport. He actually just got his renewed, so now it's the world is at our the world is our oyster.
It's such a dumb process that we have to go through the government for this because they run a monopoly. There's not multiple places that can do it that compete and have a reason to be good at it. It's just the government. They have no reason to be good at it because they run a monopoly on it and they suck. Same with the mail.
But it takes forever because it takes
they suck.
5 or 6 different people to do one. That's how people have that's the jobs. You give all these multiple people jobs to do one thing that one person could do.
Exactly. We're getting
That's
multiple
why.
calls right now. I have to take these.
Yeah, 21. Oh, good, excellent. 2129 also says just to contact your state representative, and he'll do it for you. Which I know Coach Campo is very familiar with John Rutherford from his son
right.
and his now wife situation. So
Right.
hey, maybe we can make it happen for JJ. Let's make it happen on the track down in the Bluegrass. Matt, final predictions: Kentucky Derby, 149th, the post positions. Some changes to the field. 19 horses, not 20. 19 horses, from what I saw, are now in the field. Although I'm seeing the full 23 horse field listed, but we know that we've seen so many of these horses withdraw over the last week.
I might have to pull off a rocket can because Leon, stole my pick.
If it's Rocket Can on Monday, you two are going to come in to the office and just be riding high.
I like Hit Show too. Another long odds.
Okay.
30 to 1.
You like Hit Show?
Yeah.
Okay, so you like Hit Show and Rocket Can. I feel like I'm legally obligated to pick one of the Iowa horses. I do like Angel of Empire. That, the odds continue to rise. 8 to 1 this morning, 5 to 1 as of noon today.
And the favorite is still Forte, right?
Forte is still the favorite at 3 to 1. And so that's where it's hard to say no to the favorite. And Jeff and Dan were talking about this on the drill this morning, and JJ's obviously our I would say our resident horse racing expert.
Used to be.
That was just a foray into the field, pun intended, back in 2020. But JJ, I mean, it is pretty wild when you think about we went almost 40 years in between Triple Crown winners. We
had like 2 and 3 years.
Right, we had 2 and 3 years, and also we've now had at the Kentucky Derby, we've had 2 long shots win in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
How long are we talking about?
Well, there was 80 to 1 last year.
Last year with Rich Strike was 80 to 1, and then the year before as well, I think it was like a 30 to 1.
You know what the largest is?
It was
what
last
year? No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
Nope.
Seabiscuit?
No. What?
Seabiscuit never won the Kentucky.
What year was the largest? And then bonus, what was the odd? What were the odds?
Well, if last year was 80 to 1, then it's got to be more than that. So I would say 100.
And what year?
I got nothing.
Mia?
I don't. That's a good bet you didn't know. You could get some music going, JJ, if we want.
So
I'm trying to think.
It was.
So would it be the 80s? Am I in the right realm?
I bet it's
the 1980s.
further
Is that
back
what you're
than
saying?
that.
Yeah, 1980s.
You better go a little bit further back, sister.
We got to go back.
We're
70?
on the 149th running, I believe.
Yeah, we are.
So think about what JJ just said about the 149th. You got to go back.
What, to the first?
Not to the first, but you're pretty close.
So we got to go back to the 1800s.
No, but close.
1908.
You're very close.
Go for it.
1913.
Who can forget?
The 39th Run for the Roses.
And who was the horse?
A small field of only 8 horses. Donna Rail entered the race at 91 to 1.
Do we count that, though, if there was only 8 horses in the field?
I mean, the Derby's a Derby.
Yeah, it is. It's certainly changed. There's double that now. Yeah, I like Forte just because he's the guy who manages Ocala Stud. David O'Farrell owns him. So
nice.
Always Ocala ties in the Kentucky Derby on multiple horses. But yeah, I like Forte.
So this is the money that pays out on these. So,
and I usually always go with the Florida Derby winner.
Donna Rail paid out if you bet to win, $184.90, $184.90. 2009, Mind That Bird.
I remember him.
50 to 60 to 1, at different books. Paid out $103.20. These are $2 bets. 2005, Giacomo, 50 to 1 all the way to 30 to 1 at different books. $102.60. And then all the way back to the 40s. Galadion, 35 and 20 to 1, $72. Interesting.
For my picks, I'll never forget when I went to a sports book, but it was a horse racing sports book in Chicago for the Derby back in 2017. And I'm blanking on the name of it, but I'm going to pull it up right now because that was the only year I've ever actually accurately predicted the Kentucky Derby winner. That was Always Dreaming. And Always Dreaming came out of post number 8. I get some good vibes. Post 7 or 8 when you're in the middle of the pack. So I'm going to go with Mage, who, despite being the third stringer, because there were 2 scratches in that 8th post, 15 to 1 odds. So I'm going to go with Mage And then I will.
What about your post 7 there, Reincarnate?
I saw that one as well. I do want to take a long shot. I was also looking at King's Barnes in post number 6, but I think I'm going to go Mage, and it hurts me, but I'm also going to go Angel of Empire. I wanted to give Jace's Road, Ian Rappaport's horse, and of course out of Alba in Ankeny, Iowa, some love, but Angel of Empire's from there too.
So if you're driving around, real quick before we hand it over to the Frangie Show, if you're driving around, you're wanting to spend $20 on a bet just out of the blue on FanDuel or wherever, here's your 50-1 odds. Jace's Road, King Russell, Race Kane, Sun Thunder, and Reincarnate, all 50-1.
If Rappaport's horse wins, he's going to be also insufferable on NFL Network on Monday. We say hello to the Frangie Show coming up next.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Get a Gator baseball chomp on 1010XL.
The Gators spend the weekend in Texas, Florida, Texas A&M. Tonight, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon on 1010 AM.
Mia here. We've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. You heard it here. They have revamped their online casino at MyBookie, and it is awesome. Dive into truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your home. Take advantage of weekly blackjack tournaments and a brand new collection of high-end games for a chance at real cash rewards. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in your hands. Your adventure at the MyBookie Casino begins today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. That's promo code 1010XL to secure yourself a sweet deposit bonus. And that's not all, because their revamped loyalty program ensures that you'll be showered with rewards, including free spins, cashback offers, and a host of exclusive VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win. Sign up today at MyBookie and check out their revamped online casino. Play anytime, anywhere with the MyBookie Casino.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
This is Hayes Carline for Island Wing Company, located on Southside near Tinseltown, and our new location at Bartram Park in St. Johns County. Two great locations offering the ultimate sports bar experience where you can stick to healthy options. Island Wing Company has a wide selection of fryer-free food. The wings are baked, not fried, with so many awesome flavors to choose from. You can also get delicious salmon, tuna, flatbreads, and tacos. With tons of spectacular TVs, dog-friendly patios, and 2 daily happy hours, Island Wings can't be beat.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars on their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
You're good at remembering stats, but not at coming up with gift ideas for mom.
Find great gift ideas from Restaurant Orsay and the Aesthetics Center.
You're a good one, aren't you?
Go to 1010XL.com now. Happy Mother's Day from 1010XL.
Listen for the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Rehabilitation House Call and the Frangie Show this Friday. They'll tell you about rehab parameters for baseball and softball players and the different tools available at JOI Rehab. JOI, where the pros go.
A lot of new enrollments, huh? Braylon, Braden.
Monique's daycare is crawling with new arrivals.
Hey, sweetie, are you hungry?
She needs more early childhood educators.
Did your sock slip off again?
And a nap.
Hey there, little guy. Okay. Shh. Whoa.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Survey says 1010XL wants to know more about you. Take the listener survey to tell us what you like. You could win tickets to see the Sharks and Jumbo Shrimp or golf at Hidden Hills Golf Club. Just take the survey at 1010XL.com.
Are your kids ready to play this summer? Come check out the Y.
Summer is a time for kids to explore new things and expand the limits of their imagination. At the Wise Summer Camp, every day is a new adventure. Kids can learn about STEM, arts and humanities, athletic sports, outdoor games, and more. Registration is now open, but space is limited, and spots are filling up quickly. Learn more and find your adventure at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Tire Outlet, keeping 1010XL rolling with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
Lauren Brooks joining us live, 1010XL Studios. How's it going, Lauren?
I am great, thanks, Mia. Are we sometimes recorded since this is live?
No, but they, of course, are watching on YouTube Live. So
that is true.
Usually, a lot of times when we're talking to you guys on the handoff, I feel like these days you're on remote. So
Or you guys are, because I know you're going to be on remote on Monday.
Exactly. So we are all in the building today. The Frangie Show will be live.
One big happy family.
From headquarters, absolutely. What are your plans for Cinco de Mayo? What is your go-to margarita taco combination?
Excellent questions. I am going to see Old Dominion tonight. So
so am I.
Okay, so yeah. So my Cinco de Mayo is less Mexican and more country, at least for tonight. But I did make myself a burrito for lunch, which was delicious.
Very nice.
And, oh, yeah. Homemade burrito. Wow. So good. And then my favorite margarita, this is going to sound a little bit bougie, but hear me out. You infuse your tequila with peppers. I have serrano peppers in the backyard, so I take a couple serrano peppers, put it in the tequila bottle the night before, and then that way it's spicy tequila when you go to make your margarita. And then I don't like a mixture. I don't like any sort of sugar in my drink, so I just use literally Diet Sprite, my spicy tequila, and a splash of orange juice, and that's a wrap. And it's so good. They're addicting. Wow. But it's spicy. You have to like spicy, but you don't have to use a serrano pepper. That's the spicy, probably one of the spicier. It's not as spicy as like habaneros, but you could use a jalapeno pepper, and then it's not quite as spicy.
Or a daddle.
Or a daddle pepper, and then it's even less spicy. Did you know that the peppers get spicier the smaller they are?
I did not.
So that's the easiest way to know.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Thinking
doesn't
back
it?
on the ones
Yeah,
I've
if you
eaten.
think about it.
Because the ghost peppers are like tiny
Yes.
little thin things,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. So the larger the pepper, the poblano obviously like almost have no spice. So there's your pepper lesson today. I'm here
That was
for
a
all
lot.
of you.
Fantastic. We just
LB
needed
with a
Lauren.
little Food Network.
It's a nice little, it's a
Great
nice little
array.
bow on the end of an XL Primetime filled with lots of suggestions from our listeners. But now they all may take Lauren's recipe and run with.
What about
Hey,
your
there you
taco?
go.
What's your favorite protein in your taco?
I am ground beef, but you have to have it seasoned properly. Like I want like lots of good seasonings.
You got a lot of,
That's a white girl taco.
Is
I'm
it?
not gonna lie. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
He
also
wants you to say
got a
like
lot of
chorizo.
quirks, that's all I'm saying.
I also like.
Well, Mia actually, I was surprised by hers.
What's yours?
For tacos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like the one with the pineapple?
El
The
Pastor.
burrito.
Yeah.
Or
Or
a
the burrito,
or a burrito taco.
Yeah, those are good too.
Yeah.
I just go with like
I'm with
if
you.
I'm making it myself,
I'll just
ground
eat like a ground beef, cheese, lettuce.
Really?
lettuce, sour
White boy.
cream,
Yep.
maybe some
Hell
guacamole.
Do you like it American style
I do.
or
Burrito.
Baja
The
style?
like it
burrito's good.
You gotta go try a burrito. I'll give you some recommendations after the show because it's fantastic.
Now everyone's starving in
Yes.
all of
Well,
Jacksonville.
we've been starving for 3 hours.
I had
we were
lunch
begging people to
later
bring
in the show.
tacos in and no one
No one
complied,
did?
so-
We didn't really ask too hard.
Okay.
Maybe,
also
they'll,
didn't
maybe they'll bring
plan.
it for the Frangie show.
Yes, please.
We didn't plan well enough.
I did have carnitas on a sope last
Love,
night.
Very
see,
nice. Love
That's
that.
what I needed from you.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
You just redeemed yourself in JJ land. What's coming up today on the Frangie Show?
We will be talking a ton of football, of course, and also some basketball. And then Pete Prisco joins us at 5 o'clock as well.
Awesome. Well, have a great show, Lauren.
Thanks so much. Enjoy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
Lauren, Frank, Hayes coming up next on the Frangie Show.
We
I don't
gotta
know.
hear this a little bit.
I don't know if they're going to be playing any Metalachi, which honestly makes me very sad. You should listen to the Frangie Show, but as
Turn
you
it
get
up, JJ.
stop this, unreal. I hope Frank is walking in right now. He needs to be listening to this because
If John Henderson could come on and scream in Spanish, come on, Joe, hit me, it'd be perfect.
it would be the greatest ending to an XL Primetime ever. It's been a fun day nonetheless. We appreciate everybody for chiming in on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. And of course on the Yahoo chat line on our YouTube live stream. For Matt Hayes, for Joe Cowart, for Leon Searcy, for JJ LaSelva, I am Mia O'Brien. We'll catch you on Monday.